Welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetable Bread. We are doing Ascension 20 Heart Kills. And today we are, and we're sort of rotating through characters. Today we're back to Ironclad. Right, let's get started. Apparently we did not confront the first boss on our last Ironclad run. So we have the crappy now options. There's an early fire elite, but there's no way to snipe him. We could theoretically get a snipe here if none of these three are fights. I don't generally like going for snipes A in general or B on Ironclad, because most of the next three combatants have 1 HP thing is wasted, because in your first fight you heal for 6, and in your second fight you can't heal for 6 anymore because you're already at 74 out of 75, so you can only heal for 1. So there's kind of no point, but I'll look at it anyway. This looks like a pretty nice route. 3 fights, a shop, and a fire before the first elite. It does a pretty good job of setting us up if it's like Gremlin Nub. And then we can come here and choose if we want to get 2 more elites or just 1. And even if we want to opt out of this elite, we can still get 3 elites in the act if we're feeling strong. Even if we get here, we can rest up at this fire and choose not to take the last elite. So this route is kind of insane. This is a great route. So we're just going to take the max HP, and we're going to plow through it. Alright, hopefully we don't take 1,000,000 damage to Jawworm. Put a damper on our aspirations reaching the top of the spire. Set up vulnerable on him to hopefully hit him next turn when he's not attacking. Excellent. And we should be able to kill him next turn. I guess we won't be able to. No, that's not true. I'm going to go ahead and triple block here, and try and take 0 in the fight. I guess the 1 strike doesn't do anything, because it would just hit armor. There's no point in doing that. And then this looks like a kill. Alright, great fight. Only lost 2 HP. First floor headbutt's one of my favorites. Yeah, headbutt's great. No complaints there. I do like to kill the acid slime, but I also like the possibility of taking 0 in the fight. So I think I'm going to double defend and headbutt one of the defends. Yeah, because then we can just kill this acid slime for free next turn. Doesn't look like we're going to have lethal here. Yeah, we don't. We could block for 9 and take 1. We're kind of wasting the vulnerable charge, but I think that's okay. We've got time. It's just one little spike slime, right? How much damage can he do? What do we want to headbutt? I guess probably just a defend here. No, we're pretty close to lethal, so we will headbutt a strike to make sure we get it. Great fight there. Really productive first couple of floors. So we're back to full health. I do like taking Wild Strike. Wild Strike gives you the damage to get through early elite fights. It also synergizes with things like Evolve. Let's see, who's our boss here? It is Bronze Automaton. So no like special Evolve synergy. With the other 2 bosses, with Slime Boss and Hexaghost, they both shuffle status effects into your deck. So you're incentivized to pick things like Wound, because you're also incentivized to pick things like True Grit and Evolve. I think I will pick Wild Strike just because we need some more damage before we start fighting elites. We also have a little bit of draw order manipulation, so statuses hurt a little bit less than normal because of the headbutt. Also, headbutt Wild Strike is just like a crazy high damage first couple picks. We are going to a store in a second, so we can have doubt, sure. This will be worth it. Alright, taking a little bit of damage here. We get to break both. And get that defend back. So we're going to go ahead and defend and headbutt. I'll headbutt this one, or rather, which one will I headbutt? So we have a Wild Strike. So I'm going to strike the one with 17 health so that he has 11, and then hopefully Wild Strike will be able to finish him off. So I guess I'll headbutt the other one, and then like Bash can finish him off. It's not a huge value. We are taking more health than we can heal this turn, so we're going to be less than max HP at the end of this fight. But we can block out this turn, and hopefully get that Bash Wild Strike turn next turn. Actually, it's guaranteed, because there's only 5 cards. I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though it doesn't kill either of them, because it sets both of them up to die. So I can kill whichever one I need to next turn. And hopefully both, yeah. Alright, Juggernaut is quite a card. We could just take Juggernaut and treat it like a curse. If we take Juggernaut, what are we saying about the deck? Well, we're saying we want to pick like, shoot, what's that card called? Is it Feel No Pain? The one that like whenever you exhaust a card, you gain block. And then we want to find like Fiend Fire, so that when we Fiend Fire and exhaust 10 cards, we gain 30 block and do 50 damage, or 70 damage once we upgrade Juggernaut. Which is pretty nuts combo. There are other ways Juggernaut is also good. I've had pretty negative results with Juggernaut-focused synergy decks, though. And we don't currently have any support for it, so I'm a little bit wary. Carnage is also just, like, really effective against Act 1 elites. Carnage will help you kill a Sentry or get you started on Lagavulin. So Carnage is, like, not nothing for opportunity cost. Carnage is way better than Skip. We'd never skip here. It's also way better than Warcry, so it's really just between these two. But Carnage is not really a good card in Act 2 or 3. It really falls off quickly. Like a lot of front-loaded damage stuff. Especially front-loaded damage stuff that doesn't scale with strength. So Juggernaut, terrible for Act 1, great for the rest of the game. I mean, theoretically great, right? It depends on what the rest of the deck wants to do. But, like, if you're Ironclad, there's kind of 2 ways to play. Or there's 2 ways that you can end up blocking. Either you're generating... Okay, I guess there's a couple of different ways to generate block as Ironclad. There is, you generate gobs of armor, and you, like, I forget what it's called, barricade. You barricade and trench, and get that combo going, and get up to 9,999 block, or whatever the max is, and body slam people. Juggernaut's not particularly good for that deck, because you're gaining 200 armor with 1 card, and doing 5 damage. There is Feel No Pain. So you're like exhausting lots of cards, playing Corruption, playing lots of individual small cards that are blocking for small amounts. Maybe you find like a Calipers or something, because you end up blocking for a lot. Juggernaut's great with that. You can basically just build a defense-only deck if that's going to be your plan, and then Juggernaut will win fights for you. There is Wraith Form. You can totally become a ghost as Ironclad. It's not like as popular with Ironclad as it is with Silent, but it's totally possible. And then there's Reaper Healing. Slash Vampire. You can kind of do the Vampire thing too. Ironclad has a ton of per-fight healing, primarily from Burning Blood. So you can just like crank up your max HP, which we're well on our way to doing, right? Because we took 7 extra from Niao. So you can crank up your max HP, take a bunch of damage, but then every floor, get Demon Form, get up to, 14 strength, and then Reaper everybody and gain, 30 health. And if you're doing that, obviously Juggernaut's not very good, because you're not really blocking that much. So of those like 4 options, I definitely think the most consistently available and consistently good option is Feel No Pain and like do a lot of block cards. There's a lot of different cards that exist in that sort of synergy group. There's like Feel No Pain, Dark Embrace, Corruption, all the cards that like exhaust things like Feel No Pain, or sorry, True Grit, and then I forget their names. They're the guys holding a sword. I guess that's not a very good description. Here, I'm going to look it up. Second Wind is what I'm thinking of. Second Wind's really good for getting rid of the sort of wounds that the heart's going to give you, generating Feel No Pain block, and then having Juggernaut pummel the heart with that. There's a limit to how far that scales, though. Like, you need a lot of card draw to make that happen. And if you've played Corruption, in the absence of Dead Branch, if you played Corruption, you sort of have a limit to your damage, which is determined by the number of cards in your deck, which is kind of a scary place to be. Because the heart has 800 health or whatever. So you either need to have 800 damage worth of cards in your deck, or you need to have a backup plan. And this deck doesn't currently have a backup plan. That's a Wild Strike. It's not really 800 damage worth of card. But it's also floor 4, so there's plenty of time to find a backup plan. And in fact, I would have to do a lot of finding just for the Feel No Pain plan, because Juggernaut is not that whole package by itself. Juggernaut is a small part. And in fact, the Feel No Pain plan mostly works without Juggernaut. You can have your sort of damage and your defenses be separate, and you can have some sort of strength scaling that's just in the deck in parallel with your sort of Feel No Pain package. And that's fine too, that totally works. Juggernaut is really nice because you can basically say, all right, in Act 2 and beyond, I don't need to pick any attack cards because my attack card is my block card. So I'm just going to pick all block cards and block people to death. But Juggernaut doesn't scale super fast, and if you don't find Juggernaut early in the fight, you can have trouble keeping up with enemies that scale. Like, for example, an Orb Guardian in Act 3, he's not going to mess around and wait for you to set up your Juggernaut and do your combo, right? He's going to hit you for 15 on turn 1 and then 20 on turn 2, and he's going to keep going from there. Against him, you want to like make him vulnerable and hit him with Carnage on turn 1, which is like not generally something you want to be doing in Act 3, but it does work. All this being said, I think we need to pick Carnage over Juggernaut. We have a pretty good starting deck, but I don't think we can just like put a curse in it and hope. I think we'll pick a Juggernaut later if we need one. It is a rare, so we might never see one again, but oh well, I guess, right? Okay, so we need to remove a curse, but there's a kunai here. Fire Breathing is kind of good with Wild Strike, and by kind of good, I mean not good enough. I think we probably pick up kunai, though. Weak is bad. I don't like having it, but kunai is pretty incredible. And with Headbutt, we have some draw control. It's not great with Carnage. Kunai is definitely better with Juggernaut than with Carnage. We could also remove the curse and take a Chemical X. We don't have a Whirlwind yet, and Whirlwind is the only X-cost Ironclad card. But it is also very good. So picking Chemical X and then getting a Whirlwind later is usually a fine plan. I do really like kunai, though, especially on Ironclad. You get like Rage and stuff. It's pretty easy to get 3 attacks a turn. So I think we're going to grab this. We could buy Clash, but I don't want to. Clash does work pretty well with Kunai. I mean, it kind of does, it kind of doesn't. Like, it's a zero cost attack, so that's nice. But with Kunai, you want to have a mix of attacks and blocks, and Clash is bad at that. I think we want a fire rather than a hallway fight. There's not really an advantage to taking a hallway fight because we're taking so many elites. Probably want to upgrade Carnage. Does a bunch more damage. We're pretty much playing it every time we see it. We could also upgrade Bash. The Bash upgrade is actually sometimes a downgrade, though, because of Lagavulin. So, like, the turn you bash him has to be also the turn you wake him up. You can't, like, save the vulnerable charge because you do more damage than he has armor. I'm a little bit wary of upgrading Carnage, though, because, for example, against Guardian, we might not be able to play Carnage on every turn, so we'd be investing a upgrade in a card we can't necessarily play. We're much more reliably playing Headbutt. We pretty much play Headbutt every time we see it, with the exception of against a Sleep Lagavulin sometimes. It only gets 3 damage, though. Versus gets 8 damage. The 8 damage is kind of per mana, so it's kind of 4 damage per mana extra. If you want most damage per mana, Wild Strike upgrade is your deal. It's 5 for 1 mana. Or Bash. Bash is also, I mean, it's only 2, so it's 1 per mana, but then also an extra vulnerable charge is pretty significant. I think there's pretty good arguments for all of these. I think I'm going to go with Headbutt. Alright, it is Lagavulin. So the game here is we hope we draw Bash next turn, and then Carnage the turn after that. Ideally, like Carnage Headbutt or something. We get to get rid of Ascender's Bane this turn, which is nice. We did not draw Bash, and we did draw Carnage. So we kind of have to wake him up on the Carnage turn, or else risk wasting Carnage and losing out on a bunch of damage. We also can't get a Kunai proc on this turn, which is kind of a big deal, because we're probably not getting a Kunai proc next turn either. Which is putting us in a really weird situation where we like get weak and then also can't block, and then Lagavulin kills us. We do have 80 health, so we're not like gonna die anytime soon. But not a great start. We could alternately just skip Carnage and take a Dex proc here. We would be missing 8 damage. 8 out of 113 is not a huge amount. We would also be getting rid of Carnage, which is like kind of good because it lets us proc Kunai later. I don't know. I think we need to start him off with max damage here. We got Headbutt alone, so I guess I'll set up Vulnerable for Headbutt. We're probably taking 20 this turn, because we're frail. Oh wait, no, we're weak. Well then Carnage is no good at all. It still does the most damage though, so we should just Carnage Headbutt. Because we want Carnage on his next turn, because he's not attacking. Alright, taking a bunch of damage, but we are we're hitting our stride here, getting a bunch of damage in. Looks like we should probably have lethal next turn. Unless we've wounded ourselves too much. That strength fail is not helping. If we double strike, we do set up for lethal next turn. We only get 3 block from each defend. We could double defend here, saving 3 health, but then we have to hope that we draw a strike. We're pretty likely to draw a strike. Or a wild strike or a headbutt. I don't know, we got a couple wounds though, and like a doubt. Actually, yeah, we're going to be weak next turn, so we should probably make sure that we have lethal. Even that, actually, I think if we miss a strike, I think we don't have lethal with bash. With the minus strength and the weak, that's not guaranteed lethal. But we did find Carnage, so that Carnage pick saved our life. If that was Juggernaut, we would have been in trouble. Okay, so Pummel is good with Kunai. Disarm is just a really good card. It's super good against Automaton. However, it's not great against Gremlin Nub, or against whatchamacallem, Sentries, which are both of the options for the next elite. Hold on just a second, I'm going to refresh my water. Metallicus is a great card with Juggernaut, but we didn't pick Juggernaut. We still need to get rid of this curse somehow, but it looks like we can't. I guess we could just go far right and skip all the elites for the rest of the act. But I think we're feeling okay for fighting elites. We just need to take Pummel so that we're able to trigger Kunai more reliably, I guess. Okay, so we're at 34 health, so if we fight this guy and it's Gremlin Nub, then we have to fight a hallway fight and then another elite. I don't know if we're surviving that. So we probably don't want to do that, and we want to take question marks instead. Those question marks can be a shop, which would be mostly good. It would be actually bad if this question mark is a shop, because we don't have enough money to remove the curse. We have to fight at least one more elite, I think. So we do have to go left, because that's our only option for getting one. He does also give us an option of getting a second one. So I think we take the question mark line. Disarm is such a good card, though. It's really good against Automaton, so I'll take it. Alright, I'll take the gold, just to make sure that if either of these is a shop, I can remove the curse. I guess I could just remove it right now. Losing 7 HP is not terrible. I think we survived that. Alright, hopefully one of these question marks heals us. Ooh, this one does. Great. And here is that shot. Okay, so we don't really have a card to remove anymore. We're missing out on Charon's Ashes here, and Strange Spoon, and Meal Ticket. So for the sake of completeness, I'll include them all. Okay, so we have Kunai and Penib. If we have Kunai, we kind of found our scaling defense, and we don't need to pick Feel No Pain. Usually I feel pretty compelled to pick Feel No Pain, because it's really good. But I think here we're more interested in like Pommel Strike, for example, because Pommel Strike helps you trigger Kunai quite a bit, especially when it's upgraded. True Grit is also really good. True Grit is just an amazing card in general. Although the unupgraded form is significantly less impressive. But I think maybe we just take Pommel Strike and a Fire Potion here. To try and make sure we are winning the Gremlin Nub fight. Pommel Strike is also pretty good against Sentries because it draws you extra dazes. I think against Sentries we have a pretty major side quest of trying to get, like, ideally 2 decks and one of the Sentries dead before the shuffle, which is going to be difficult. Because there's a lot of turns where, like late in the fight, where you're like, I have 1 defend, so if you can get 2 decks and take 3 damage rather than 5 on those turns, it's a big deal. We could also card remove here. There's not really anything I super want to card remove. Obviously strikes are bad, but strikes are also kind of good because we have Kunai. So I think I'll grab a Pommel Strike and Fire Potion as described. We really need an energy relic or a Snecko Eye. I don't want to trade health for gold right now, and we're only losing 5, so I guess we'll take it. Alright, it is sentries. Let's see if we can get another strike. We can. We have to take 10 to do it. But we also get to kill this guy before he even shuffles any dazed, which is pretty nuts. Also, I want to note that Kunai plus Pendib is amazing. So Kunai is like, play a bunch of cheap attacks, and Pendib is like, play a bunch of cheap attacks and one big attack. And we already have like the one big attack, right? We'll probably want to get like at least one more card in that sort of one big attack slot, although Headbutt and Wild Strike can sort of stand in. Well, we've got only attacks this turn, which is concerning because now we're taking 10 unavoidable damage. Although I did say I wanted to get 2 decks before the shuffle, so I guess we're doing it. Which means we're leaving out Bash and Disarm. Bash and Disarm are both kind of bad because the artifact charges. Although theoretically I could Bash and Disarm to take 2 less damage here. Let's see, what are we headbutting is the question. I think we Wild Strike and then Headbutt Wild Strike. So if I play 2 Wild Strikes and a Headbutt, that's 36 damage, which means he would be at 8, which is just like 2 strikes away. So we might kill 2 sentries before the shuffle, which is pretty good. Also, we got an extra dex. Yeah, so we can kill him with Carnage to keep Carnage around. Keeping Carnage around is really good because we keep our attack density up. Alternately, we could just Wild Strike, Double Strike, and get a 3rd Kunai proc with a guaranteed defend next turn. And block this sentry out. So we would only take 2 from each hit if we have a defendant hit. We managed to avoid quite a few dazes by killing the left sentry on the very first turn. So we're actually not super concerned about our deck density. We'll probably be able to spend all 3 energy. We're killing him either way. So I think since we're not super concerned about deck density, we're going to let Carnage go. Unfortunately, we're still wasting a lot of damage, but you know, that's the way it is. Alright, blocking for 8, wasting Pendib. Alright, hopefully we get a defend this turn. Actually, Bash Headbutt is lethal, so we don't need to defend. Ooh, Bronze Scales is excellent, both against the Heart and against the Automaton. Reckless Charge has some good synergy with the deck. It helps us charge Kunai and Pendib. It also sort of cross-synergizes with Wild Strike, so eventually, hopefully we'll find like a medical kit or like an upgraded True Grit or something. And Pommel Strike is good if your deck has a lot of statuses in it. Reckless Charge is one of my favorite Ironclad cards, so I like to pick it up when I can. However, we are soon going to fight... Actually, we're probably going to fight this Elite next. We're probably going to rest here and fight another Elite. So we should be thinking about both things that are good against this Elite and good against Automaton. And Reckless Charge is not good against Automaton. But it does help us charge our decks. And because it costs 0, we can do it on the same turn as like a Bash or a Carnage and still get a dex. Or we can do it with like Headbutt and Wild Strike or like regular strikes and still defend on the same turn, which is a pretty huge deal. So I think we'll take it. There's some situations where it's bad, but I think it's a good card. Alright, here is the Gremlin Knob. I think we want Wild Strike back, so we'll go ahead and Wild Strike, Headbutt, Strike. It would be really nice if we had Bash that turn, but we didn't. Okay, so we're going to Pommel Strike and see what our options are. We're definitely going to get at least a Dex this turn. Dex is not really super useful in this fight, so I don't know why I keep calling that out, but I think we just want to jam a bunch of damage here, set up for lethal next turn. Whap. I guess that was a mistake. I should have striked first. That's 2 games in a row where I've killed Gremlin Knob and gotten a Gremlin Horn. Okay, Second Wind. We are stacking up some statuses. The days from Reckless Charge don't really count because they exhaust themselves, but the Wild Strike ones do. Second Wind is also just like a source of block. We've taken 0 block cards other than Disarm. So it would be nice to have some block. It also scales with Dex. Go ahead and grab it. I don't feel great about it. The non-attack cards in your hand generally already block, so you feel kind of silly playing Second Wind generally, because it's like, well, I could just block with the defend, or I could exhaust the defend, I guess. Yeah. It also increases the attack density of the deck, which makes more kunai triggers possible. We might need to pick up an Iron Wave at some point, because if we get like a corruption, or if we go too crazy with the Second Wind, our deck ends up being all attacks, and it's really nice to have one of those attacks that still blocks. And I believe Iron Wave is the only option for that for Ironclad. Alternately, we could pick up a second Headbutt or a second Pommel Strike. Those are both reasonable. They work well together. If you have 1 Headbutt, it's pretty reasonable to have 2, because you can pick stuff that's good with Headbutt. Helps us charge kunai, helps us control what we're drawing. Also, this fight is pretty sequence heavy, right? Like Automaton is on a loop, so you know exactly what he's going to do next turn. So Headbutt is really good in the fight, because you can just be like, I'll put this card on top of my deck because he's going to do that. We're probably upgrading Disarm. And Second Wind, the upgrade is pretty good. Pommel Strike also like really needs an upgrade. So I feel a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit wrong to put in another thing that really needs an upgrade, because I'm probably going to use the upgrade on this Disarm, and I need one on this Pommel Strike also. So putting another Pommel Strike in really makes me feel like I'm behind. These cards are all good. I think they're all better than Skip. So I think I'll take Headbutt, because it's the one that needs the upgrade the least. Second Wind, I think, is also a pretty reasonable pick, though. But I can't really afford to get rid of my defense in this fight, so I'll skip it. Alright, as discussed, we're going to upgrade the Disarm. It's super good in this fight, so why not? I think we're going to Colorless Potion to try and draw some more attacks. I really do want to get that Dex rolling. We're going to take Impatience. It helps draw the attacks. Hand of Greed is cool too, but it doesn't help me get a Dex with a Reckless Charge before we Impatience. Oh my god, I'm restarting the fight. Did not see that there was a strike in my hand. I'll probably take Hand of Greed instead. Hand of Greed is just like a better card in general. And we might be able to get some extra gold out of it eventually. And we'll develop our Disarm, which is great. Alright, so we're going to be knocking him down and getting a Dex this turn, which is excellent. Probably putting Hand of Greed back on top. Actually, we can't really afford to Hand of Greed and block next turn. So maybe we just put a Reckless Charge on top, so that we can hopefully... No, we're pretty unlikely to get a Dex next turn. I think we probably chill while he's in ball form. So I guess we Headbutt both the defense. Not super sexy, but... We do get to get a little bit of damage in, because our Dex is so strong. I guess we're attacking this turn. He's only hitting for 10 because we disarmed him. We can also play a pen-nibbed either Wild Strike or Carnage this turn, which is pretty nuts. So we're taking 10 involuntarily. We're kind of presented with the option, do we want to take 12 more to develop a Dex and do 36 damage? I'm not crazy about it. Also, we got a wound. Alternately, we could just Carnage. Take 4 to do 20, keep Carnage in the deck. Yeah, I don't think I like striking twice with no armor. Seems wrong. That hurts, though. I don't think we can knock him down, but we only need to block once, so I think we're trying to find Reckless Charge. We did not. We could just take 8. 8's not a huge deal to get an extra dex. But we could just block out pretty easily. His life is getting down, so like maybe we don't really care about stacking up decks anymore. Maybe we're done. So we've got 11 cards in the draw pile. These only block for 10, or sorry, they block for 12, and he's going to attack for 7 and then 10. So we're a little bit behind. So we need to either headbutt another defend into the pile, and the only way to do that is to defend headbutt now. Actually, I was assuming that I was breaking him this turn, and I'm definitely not breaking him this turn. I guess he's doing 12 damage to himself, so if we can do 20, he breaks, but we can't do 20. Alright, so I'll just take it a little slow and defend headbutt. I will take back the Pommel Strike, because he's not broken after this turn, so we need to still do some damage. Pommel Strike is reasonably likely to get us a Dex charge, so let's go for that instead of Bash. We're going to break him either way, yeah. That was wrong. I was supposed to strike before Wild Striking. I missed 6 damage. Man, another all-attack turn while he's in defensive form. Also, we've got Hand of Greed and Carnage in the same hand, which is terrible. I guess Hand of Greed is strictly better. We can Carnage if we want to keep both. We're taking 7 no matter what we do, so we're at 20. I don't think we're going to skip 20 damage, though. We are not likely to have much block next turn, but we should find at least one, maybe. Okay. Alright, we did find at least one. So I'll go ahead and double defend and headbutt. We don't want to be taking any more damage. We should have the fight relatively in hand. And hopefully we can finish with Hand of Greed next time it comes around. So we want to do the most damage we can this turn, which is Pommel Strike, Wild Strike. So Pommel Strike first and see what's up. Okay. I guess we could take the 8, but I don't want to. We've got enough decks to block him out, so let's do it. We have lethal this turn. I could see an argument to... Oh, never mind, we don't have lethal. Okay. We have to take damage either way. Do we do the greedy thing? Do we take 7 for the opportunity to draw Hand of Greed. How much do we care about that gold? Strike is not lethal next turn. So we have to draw Reckless Charge, Wild Strike, Headbutt, Hand of Greed, or Pommel Strike. But there's a lot of those. That's 5 cards out of 14. And we have a potion for emergencies. So yeah, I am going to take 7 voluntarily here. If we double defend, he kills himself, which is sort of unfortunate because it means we can't Hand of Greed him, but that's also fine. Here's a second copy of Juggernaut. Seems like it's kind of not what the deck's doing. If we Offering, we're very likely to get a Dex charge that turn. We have Disarm Plus, so Exhume is got some extra value. Exhume's also just like an insanely good card. We don't really have any healing. We don't have like Reaper or anything, so Offering is not particularly great. Offering is a great card though, so it's just even better if you have healing, and we don't. Offering is one of my favorite cards to pick. Usually you can get some Feel No Pain block out of it, but it seems like that's kind of not the direction we're going. We haven't found any like flame barriers or anything though, which is kind of what we're looking for with our deck scaling. But I think Offering is playing into the game plan the best, so I'll pick it. Alright, Coffee Dripper. We could pick Coffee Dripper if we had like healing. We really need that energy though. Pandora's Box is pretty scary because we don't know that we would get attacks that are compatible with Kunai back. And if we don't, we're kind of screwed. We never skip because Runic Cube is strictly better than skip. There's no downside. Runic Cube also works with Offering, technically. I mean, Runic Cube does work well with like 0-cost attacks and Kunai, but I think most of the damage we would be taking is from just face tanking enemy hits. We don't have any like any of the powers that deal 1 damage to you, of which I believe there are 2. So that's rough. This is a terrible relic choice. I think if we take Coffee Dripper, we're like extremely likely to die. We took Offering, so we're like pretty much always losing HP in fights. And being unable to rest is just suicide. I don't think we can take it. But it might be the best option, right? We need to be a 4 energy deck so that we can proc Kunai and block on the same turn. But it's just not looking like that's a possibility. Yeah, I think if we pick Coffee Dripper, we're going to have problems surviving, for sure. Although, you know, most runs have problems surviving, you know? This game is hard. Although Coffee Dripper gives you a very particular type of death where you're, you know, limping along and you end up picking a bunch of question marks because you can't survive the fights, and, you know, you're depending on, like, end of act boss healing, but then the boss kills you, and it's just not good. We don't have any like meal ticket or anything, and in fact we saw meal ticket, and so we can't get it. On the flip side, we also don't have like Regal Pillow, right? So it's not like we are missing out on a bunch of extra value from from resting. And to be honest, like resting does feel like a bit of a waste. You know, if you're able to win hallway fights without taking any damage, then you don't need to rest. And if you have 4 energy, you're more likely to be able to win those fights. But I think in reality, that's not really the way Coffee Dripper works. Act 2 is too hard to just not take damage, and we're not really set up for that. We don't have some crazy combo that just dominates Act 2. If only we had 4 energy. We kind of have like a bunch of basic cards and like a bunch of attacks, and we're just kind of hoping to, you know, lose little enough health that we can make it to the next fire. So I think Coffee Dripper is probably worse than Skip here. I think your win percentage with Skip is higher. So Coffee Dripper's out. Skip is also out because of Runic Cube, so it's either Pandora's Box or Runic Cube. Runic Cube is like very low value. It's like it'll trigger fairly regularly. It kind of like increases your hand size from like 5 to 7, so it's a little bit like a reverse bag of prep. But the upside of Pandora's Box is incredible, right? The upside of Pandora's Box is like you find a lot of cards that like draw and like 0 cost attacks and like things that give you extra energy, maybe. So I think this run is going to lose if something dramatic doesn't happen, and maybe that dramatic thing is Pandora's Box pays off huge. We don't have like a clear path towards winning right now. Mostly because we have 0 card draw and only 1 0 cost attack. We don't have 0 card draw, we have Offering and Pommel Strike. But Coconut has apparently finished her nap and wants everybody to know about it. Alright, here we go. Pandora's Box. Okay, we got Limit Break and Demon Form, which is quite a thing. We also got Anger. 2 copies of Intimidate. Huh. I did talk about having an Iron Wave, so it's kind of nice. Something that's highly missing here is cards that say block on them. We got 2 back. We fed in 4 of them. We gave it 4 defends and 5 strikes. And got back 2 defends. And like 2 strikes. Metallicize and Intimidate also do block. So that's something. But they don't dex scale, right? Which is what we want to do with Kunai. The Anger pickup is really nice. The deck did need an Anger for sure. Demon Form is excellent. Limit Break is excellent. Also, if we're playing lots of little attacks, we've got Demon Form, like, we're in good shape. So I do think this was a net positive. I definitely could do without the Bloodletting. And I wish that Metallicize were like what's that card called? Oh my gosh, what is happening? I wish that it were a Shrug It Off. I wish I had a Shrug It Off. I want 3 copies of Shrug It Off to like dex scale and draw me a 0 cost attack. There's also nothing here that exhausts other cards. The Intimidates do exhaust themselves. And with a Power Through and a Wild Strike, we are going to need to find a True Grit and upgrade it, pretty much. Okay. Hyper Beam guy is up. We only have 141 gold, so we're not desperate for a shop. There's only 2 easy hallway fights in Act 2, so this route with the question marks or this route with the question marks both have 2 hallway fights first, which is sort of the preference. This one lets you do a fire and then a shop and then an elite. This one lets you do a shop and then an elite and then a fire. So similar, this one's slightly better. We could also do 2 elites and skip the fire, if you're feeling spicy. This shop elite fire forces you into another elite later, but then does let you recharge it a fire. And then forces you into a third elite. I actually kind of like the third elite path. You get a bunch of extra fires. And we're pretty good at elite fights. I say that, but we're pretty good at elite fights that aren't slavers. Demon Form and Limit Break are going to let us outscale, also Disarm, are going to let us outscale Gremlin Leader and Book of Stabbing pretty reasonably, but the first turn versus Slavers is going to be pretty rough. So hopefully we can find some answers to Slavers here. Birds is great. Of course they're all strength upping on turn 1, and we have no ability to proc Kunai. But we do get to develop Metallicize, get to shuffle an Anger, and I guess we will disarm one of them too. Disarm the high strength one. I'll keep the Intimidate. It's pretty good in the fight, so I don't want to just exhaust it for nothing. We'll probably use the Thorn Spot too, even though it's good against Book of Stabbing. Actually, both of these potions are good in this fight. Maybe we'll just pick whichever one is best for the situation later. I think we can Offering and see if we can proc Kunai and knock a bird down, ideally. So we can proc Kunai with Pommel Strike, Headbutt, Reckless Charge. That does not knock a bird down. We could knock a bird down with Carnage, but then we're skipping Demon Form to do that. And I think we do want to be in Demon Form here. If we Demon Form, though, we're taking a bunch of damage. I guess let's Pommel Strike and see what we draw. So now we could play 4 attacks, knocking this bird down, and then Bloodletting out Demon Form. Which seems pretty reasonable. Except for the fact that we cost 9 health from ourselves this turn. But you gotta spend money to make money, you know? We want that Intimidate back. Weak is really good in the fight. Reckless Charge should knock him down. Blocking for 15. And then let's get that Demon Form. We need to upgrade that Demon Form as soon as we can. Oh man, they're strengthening up again? That's going to be pretty nuts. So we're already blocking for 3, and we're only getting hit for 4, so we probably don't care about blocking. Let's go ahead and hit the one who doesn't have strength down. I'll take the Limit Break back, please. And then I will Limit Break immediately. Alright, it looks like we have killed the birds. Spent a lot of health in the fight. Burning Pact is really nice. It gets rid of the wounds, helps us draw 0 cost attacks. We also have like both Offering and Bloodletting, so we need to pick up some card draw so that we can make those work. We did not manage to spend a potion in the fight, even though I highly intended to do so. Wow, look at this hot garbage. Offering saved me. Okay, Offering saved me. Kinda. Let's go ahead and Burning Pact away Bloodletting. I don't think this needs to be a Bloodletting turn. Okay, so now we can Anger, Reckless Charge, Headbutt to get Dexterity, and then Power Through and Iron Wave to spend it. That doesn't spend all our energy, that only spends 3. We can play the whole hand, so I guess it's just a question of order. We'll go ahead and hit the back guy. I'm going to go ahead and headbutt back an Anger. We need to headbutt before we block, because Headbutt procs Dex, and we need that Dex because we're only currently blocking for 20. And if we get the Dex first, we block for 22 and block out. Although I would like to Headbutt back Power Through. I guess I could take 1 to Headbutt back Power Through. Seems pretty reasonable. So I'll Power Through before Headbutting. And then Headbutt back Power Through. And then we have the Dex up for Iron Wave. And I guess I'll disarm the one I haven't been punching. So I'm not actually taking 1 because he got disarmed. Okay, Limit Break is useless, but Power Through and Bash aren't. I guess I'll Intimidate too. He's now dead to this potion if we need. Alright, and he's running. Let's go ahead and use the potion. Let's see, so we have max damage is 32, so we're 1 off of killing both. That's disappointing. We could Headbutt and Pommel Strike and Anger. And Anger does more damage than the difference between Carnage and Pommel Strike, so that is actually lethal. Okay, so we Headbutt and Anger, and then Pommel Strike to draw it, and then we play it, and whoops. Waste our pen nib. I guess now I'll probably just have enough damage next turn to kill him. It's kind of dangerous. He doesn't block for a ton. I'll play both of these to get them out of the deck. Carnage also evaporates. He did block for quite a bit. Yep, he blocked for too much. I guess I can still use the potion. I think I will. I don't want him taking my money. And we got a fairy in a bottle, so we needed to spend a potion anyway. Armaments Plus is nice. We have quite a few things that need to upgrade. Demon Form, Anger, Metallicize. What is Intimidate? Yeah, Intimidate definitely needs it. Bloodletting is quite a bit better once you upgrade it, although I would rather remove it from the deck. Limit Break, Offering. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that needs upgrades. So I think Armaments Plus is pretty reasonable. Also, cards that say block on them are kind of at a premium right now. Question marks or hallway fights. We've got 164 money. We just finished both of the easy ones. And we've got 58 health. I think we'll do question marks. We might get a curse that we can remove at the shop. Ooh. Do we want to be Ghost? Being a Ghost is pretty cool with Bloodletting and Offering. Also, being a Ghost is just like really good. And we have armaments, so we can upgrade the apparitions instead of exhausting them. We also lose 13 health, 13 current health. And we lose some hypothetical fairy in a bottle health. This event's really good though. It's like almost always a positive thing to do. Plus we have theoretically access to Exhume, which is crazy with a Ghost. So I guess the plan now is we Ghost through the early fight while we're stacking up Dexterity, and then at the end of the fight, we've got a bunch of Strength, we got a bunch of Rages kicking around, and we can block for a ton. I accept your offer, Council of Ghosts. Losing 6 HP is a lot worse now than it was right before this floor, and gaining 50 gold is a lot better because we're right before a shop. So I think I'll grab the gold. I like Ritual Dagger quite a bit. It's not super late. Floor 21 is definitely plenty of time for it to get stacked up. Also, it's just like a really powerful attack that costs 1. But in this deck, an attack that costs 1 needs to be fuel for Kunai. And if it's also a side quest, then it's a little bit awkward. So I think we're going to take the money. Here's the shop. Toy Ornithopter is amazing with Council of Ghosts. We also already have 2 potions, although this one we can't drink. Also, we're at full health, so Toy Ornithopter isn't great right now. So that's something. There's also a fruit juice available. Our current max HP is very low, so fruit juice would be a over 10% improvement. Also, Blood Vial, much better when you have low max HP. The lower it is, the better. The larger percentage Blood Vial heals you per fight. Also, if you're a ghost, you tend to have fights where you take like 5 damage or something because you just let people hit you. So Blood Vial turns those into 3 HP losses rather than 5. Abacus, we don't really seem like an Abacus deck. It's not terrible. We could end up there. Card draw is really good, so Abacus makes it even better. We don't need to remove a card, do we? No. No cards are good to remove. I mean, we could remove Bloodletting, but we don't need to. We could take Sever Soul. Sever Soul gets rid of wounds and things like Bloodletting that maybe aren't that useful. We do have Burning Pact for that role, theoretically. But Sever Soul is quite a bit more aggressive about it. We don't really need a 2-cost attack, though. As a 3-energy deck that's trying to proc Kunai, 2-mana attacks are pretty bad. I do really like Toy Ornithopter. So both Toy Ornithopter, I should probably buy one of these two, because they both are really good for ghosty decks, giving you sort of marginal heal. They have approximately the same value as each other. Toy Ornithopter, you can control when it happens, which makes it very useful. But Blood Vial generally heals for a little bit more overall. But it doesn't heal like super fast, right? You can't like save it up. Whereas Toy Ornithopter, you can heal for 10 on demand, which is pretty crazy. Toy Ornithopter is a little bit worse because of the Fairy in a Bottle. We're probably going to be holding that Fairy in a Bottle for quite a while, hopefully, until the end of the game. But possibly we're going to use it next fight. I think Toy Ornithopter has a slight edge here. You want to get the juice? I mean, to get the juice, I'd have to throw away this liquid bronze, which I was specifically saving for Book of Stabbing. But that juice is delicious. The rug is not for sale, surprisingly. You would think that it would be for sale because this is a shop, but no, can't buy it. I am really jealous of the rug, but I don't think that's correct. We could try and steal it from the shopkeeper. Fight him like in Spelunky. So if we buy Toy Ornithopter, we can also afford True Grit, is that right? That is not right. We could afford Power Through, which is on sale. I think a second copy of Power Through is probably too much, given that we only have Burning Pact to get rid of stuff. Yeah, okay. I think it's just Toy Ornithopter and pass. We can't afford Strength Potion, and even if we could, we have a better potion. Fine. Not a great shop, but not terrible either. Look at how swaggy that rug is. Also, the little not for sale tag does not appear in this view. Okay, here we go. Okay, it is Slavers and not Book of Stabbing. So now we can drink this this liquid bronze for 5 health if we need to. We also did get an Intimidate on turn 1, as well as an Armament, so we get to upgrade it. We can't proc Kunai on turn 1, which is a priority for the deck. But but it seems like we could play armaments and then everything else. With the exception of bloodletting, because that's not necessary. So let's do that. Getting 2 weak out of Intimidate is really valuable too. Not a bad start. Okay, so we're probably going to Apparition and then Offering, so we only lose 1 HP instead of 6, and then Demon Form. Hopefully we don't draw a second copy of Apparition, but if we do, we'll just play it and stack up the artifact charges. We're also going to drink the potion to heal here. So I want the potion for the damage, and the heal is nice too, but it is also possible that we end this fight at very nearly 36. And if we ended at 36, Burning Blood is already healing us up to 42. So if we drink the potion now, it is possible that we waste some of the healing. But that's such a good outcome that I'm not really concerned about it. Like, if that's happening, we're in great shape. So I'm going to drink it now. Okay, so we have Demon Form, which is great. And then we probably want to headbutt something for next turn. We don't really need to block for 3. I don't really care about that. So we'll probably headbutt back maybe Iron Wave. It should probably be an attack because we need to start getting Dex, and it is the only attack. So I guess we're doing it. It's kind of awkward that they are both weak and I'm intangible. Chaos Lord, I don't think I've seen you around before. Are you? Do you watch a lot of Slay the Spire streams, or how'd you find me? Okay, so we have 3 attacks and Disarm, which is something. We probably want a Burning Pact. And I guess we want to Burning Pact the Reckless Charge. No, that can't be right. Maybe we Burning Pact the Disarm? God, that's awkward. We need to Burning Pact something. I guess it could be the Iron Wave? Oof, man. Okay, so we're getting attacked for 25 plus 21 is 46. That is more than our current hit points, although we will be blocking for 4 at the end of the turn. So assuming we play Iron Wave, we are not dying. Yeah, Loki's fine. No worries. I do always wonder because I look at my stream summaries and I'm a nerd, so I plot out the graph of how many people are following, and so I'm paying attention to my what I'm calling my retention, which is sort of a games industry term for because I'm a game developer, for if somebody plays your game on one day, how likely are they to come back and play it the next day? It's generally most important for games that are sort of big free-to-play games, because you need your retention numbers to be high, so that the users that you purchase through advertising end up being worth the money that you paid for them. So I'm not I don't feel great thinking that way, because it seems like a sort of scummy way to think about people. But I think it's probably more or less correct for a way of thinking about Twitch chat. Okay, so best case scenario here, we Burning Blood, one of these 0-cost attacks. We get an Apparition and a 1-cost attack. And then we can get a Dex and become intangible. Reckless Charge does more damage than Anger, but it shuffles a Daze, and it doesn't do a ton more damage. So I think I'm going to get rid of the Reckless Charge. Plus, we're going to start having a lot of strength in the next couple of turns, so by the time we shuffle, I would like there to be a bunch of Angers in there for me to use my strength on. Okay, we did not get the thing I wanted, so we are going to take a bunch of damage here. But we did get a 1-cost attack, so we can proc Kunai. But it looks like we're going to a very low health. Oh wait, are we killing his backslaver? We are. Okay, so the damage I calculated was totally wrong. We're in much better shape than I thought. Okay. We can disarm either of them. We get slightly more value out of disarming the Taskmaster, so I'll do it. He's attacking for more right now, and he's probably going to live for longer, because we want to get rid of the blue slaver so that he doesn't vulnerable us again. So I ended up only taking 4 damage that turn, even though I was worried about like dying. Okay, I think we're just going to double apparition headbutt. Headbutt lets us save limit break from the shuffle, probably. Which is nice, because next turn we're going to have 6 strength. So it's good to get that started. So hopefully we get some angers here. It looks like limit break is enough to kill the front slaver. Yeah. Okay, and we have pen nib set up for next turn, so whatever we get will likely do a lot of damage. 42 damage Iron Wave. What a way to end a fight. Alright, and we didn't even waste any healing. Alright, letter opener. We're terrible at blocking, so barricade's bad. Pommel Strike's okay, but we already have an unupgraded Pommel Strike. Double Tap is quite interesting. With Kunai, Double Tap is super good. If you can get it upgraded, then like you can Double Tap on 2 zero-cost attacks or something, and you know, potentially proc Kunai twice a turn. Also, you can double tap on a really expensive attack, which both does the expensive attack twice and might let you manipulate pen nib. So you can like proc pen nib and use it on a big attack. Yeah, I think it's probably good enough. It's not amazing, but I think it's probably good enough. We do need to find some block cards, and the deck is mostly full. But I think there's room for the double tap. We're almost full health, so I'll go ahead and smith something. There's a bunch of things that need smithing. I think probably the most important is Demon Form. We need all the apparitions to get upgraded. We need to upgrade on double tap. Intimidate upgrades are really good. Burning Pact upgrades really good. Limit Break upgrade is really good. And then there's some second tier ones like Bloodletting, Offering, Power Through that are like pretty good. We have a lot of upgrades we need. But I think Demon Form is the most important. We really need to get Demon Form down. And we're a 3 energy deck, so it's really difficult right now. Oh, I thought it turned into 2... What was I confusing it with? I guess I was confusing it with Corruption, maybe? Okay, so maybe this upgrade is not as important as I thought. The scaling rate on this is less important than getting it down. Okay, so Apparitions, Double Tap, Intimidate, and Limit Break are sort of the top tier ones. I don't really need a Limit Break plus. Demon Form is scaling us up infinitely, so Limit Break is kind of just like a little multiplier on that. We don't really need to keep multiplying it. So maybe we take the boring choice of just upgrading an Apparition. Double Tap is nice, though. I think Double Tap changes the most if you upgrade it. Because your next attack is played twice is so much different from your next 2 attacks are played twice. Also, if you double tap and play like Pommel Strike, which also needs an upgrade, I should have mentioned. Pommel Strike is like super big change in behavior when it gets upgraded because it draws 2 cards instead of 1. So if you like double tap a Pommel Strike with no other attacks in hand, you're like very likely to find a second attack. Much more likely than if you just Pommel Striked and if double tap was just some random other attack. And we do have an awful lot of attacks. It's also really good with headbutt because you get the headbutt effect twice. You can also headbutt the double tap itself. Okay, fine. Alright, well this isn't a fight, which is great. Probably the biggest offender for card I want to remove is Bloodletting, but I have had a couple of turns where Bloodletting really rescued me and allowed me to play Demon Form. It's a pretty specific little combo. But I think he's probably the odd man out. I think he's probably the worst card in the deck. Maybe Wild Strike is the worst card in the deck now? No, that can't be right. Okay, I think I will get rid of Bloodletting. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Regal Pillow. Probably not super useful with a Ghost deck. We could just pass it for the key. Sometimes Ghost decks actually have problems getting back to max HP though, because it's maybe actually Regal. Sorry, I was wrong. Regal Pillow is great with Ghost decks because if you are, if I rest as a Ghost deck, you get like 30% of your max HP. 30% of my max HP is 12, or I guess 13, which is not a great number. So being able to heal for 15 on top of that is actually a pretty big deal. So if I get down to like, 4 health, this Regal Pillow is going to be very important. That being said, I'm currently near max health, so maybe this doesn't matter. But I think I like taking the relic in Act 2 if it's anything reasonable, and Regal Pillow is that. Alright, this fight can be pretty tough. Not a great turn for armaments. Getting the bash upgrade is kind of neat. Probably want to disarm on the leader. But we also really want to be killing this wizard. So I guess we armaments disarm headbutt. I'll headbutt first. It doesn't get an upgrade, and I don't really want to put armaments back in. I guess putting armaments back in is not terrible. Alright, I will put armaments back in. Fine. There's an argument for metallicize over disarm. We're already blocked out this turn, so we don't need metallicize right now, but it will help me block later. And potentially help me block when I'm intangible. But disarm can save you 9 health per multi-attack for Gremlin Leader, which is quite a bit more than metallicize can do. Okay, we can get a kunai proc and a whatchamacallit, and some block this turn. So I guess we will do that. I'll go to the armaments first. It's upgrading every card that I'm about to play, so seems reasonable. Even though I am missing out on one block here. Okay, so we want to do 21 damage to him, which looks to me like Wild Strike plus Iron Wave is 24, so we're wasting 3. And then I think we'll just Anger on the leader, because Anger doing 8 damage to the Mad Gremlin is not super useful. Ooh, Apparition. Okay. So now we're not taking any damage. Alright, we are forced to Apparition here if we can't find a discard. Man, what a rough turn. Reckless Charge Headbutt is not enough damage to kill Mad Gremlin. It's off by 2, so we would have to Carnage him if we want him to die. But then we're skipping Demon Form. We could, if we Carnage him, we do get to proc Dex with Reckless Charge Headbutt, so that's nice. And we don't take any damage, which is also nice. But I think getting Demon Form down is pretty important. But is it important enough to take 10? 10 is a lot. That's a big number. If I skip Demon Form, I have no Headbutts, so I can't get it back. This would be a really good time to have that card I just removed. But you can't rely on it being in this hand, you know, there's 24 cards in the deck, so that's like 5 different hands. So there's like a 20% chance they'd be together, basically. Yeah, I think I'll develop Demon Form and take 10. We could also Reckless Charge just to do 7 damage. I don't think I want to do that. Alright, so now we just have to kill the Mad Gremlin, which we are not guaranteed to be able to do. And in fact, there are no attacks over here, so the only attack we have is Pommel Strike. Oh wait, nope, 22 damage is not enough. He has 25 health. So maybe just Burning Pact to the Wound and see what we're getting. We could Pommel Strike and look for Apparition. If we hit either Apparition or Offering or Power Through, we block out. So I guess we do it. Okay. Apparition's okay. It's not my favorite. We're already blocked out, so I won't waste an Intimidate. We could get them out of the way, though. They don't scale great. They kind of get worse and worse, so I guess I will use them. Oh, you know, we actually had a kill with double tap there, and it was guaranteed because we had the 5 damage from the thing. I'm actually going to restart the fight and do that. Sorry about that. I missed it. Alright, so we armaments first. Oh man, remembering how this fight happened is going to be real difficult. So armaments first, and then we headbutted the armaments. Then we disarmed the gremlin later. Alright, we armaments and played all the other things. The Wild Strike and Iron Wave killed the Gremlin Wizard. And then we drew an Apparition and played the Anger on the Gremlin later. Okay. This was the tough turn, where we just Demon Form. And we did not Reckless Charge. Okay, and now this turn is guaranteed lethal, because we're guaranteed to get a skill. So when we double tap Pommel Strike, we can Intimidate, and then either Burning Pact on Wound or anything else. So that's 22 damage plus 5 is lethal. Okay. And so we have to play 2 skills. Probably, I'm actually going to skip Burning Pact, because Burning Pact can draw Apparition, and I don't want to waste the Apparition. So it's going to be Intimidate and Limit Break. I guess if it's double Intimidate, then I both save the Limit Break and make the Gremlin Leader weak for next turn. And he can be attacking next turn, so I guess I'll do that. Okay, we did get an Apparition anyway. I forgot that I was getting energy from them. Gremlin Horn screwed me. Gremlin Horn is so good in this fight, though. I don't mind it too much. This is the last Apparition. So we can't like play it and then hope that we draw another one and stack it up. I don't want a Burning Pact because then I'll draw my Offering and I might need the Offering next turn. You know what, actually though, if I Apparition and then Offering, I'm not wasting it. So I guess I will do that. Because the Offering will only do 1 damage to me. Alright, and we ended up getting an extra dex here too. And we get to upgrade Limit Break. Much better than I anticipated. Okay, so that ended up being a really good turn. Kind of unexpectedly. Alright, we have to kill Fat Gremlin, but we can easily. I guess we should do... We should try to avoid wasting damage, obviously. So let's do 26 damage to a Mad Gremlin. Actually, do we have lethal? We're pen-nibbed right now, so these are all doubled. So 30 puts him at 58, and then 15 means he's at 43, and then 13. No, it's definitely not lethal, unless Pommel Strike draws something crazy, which it can't. I mean, double tap is kind of crazy. Double tap on Headbutt and Reckless Charge. No, so I think we're going to focus on killing the gremlins. And I guess we want to Pommel Strike first to see what the card is, so we'll Pommel Strike on Mad Gremlin. Okay. I did forget that you get extra Gremlin Horn procs from killing gremlins, because I literally always forget. So let's go ahead and put Limit Break on top and then draw it, which is pretty nice. I'll go ahead and take a Limit Break next turn too. Why not? And then I guess Iron Wave. Okay, and we should have lethal next turn maybe. Oops, I should have Reckless Charged there. But we probably have lethal anyway. Yeah. We have lethal with just double tap Wild Strike, so I'll just double tap Wild Strike. Okay. Good fight. Ink Bottle's excellent. I love Ink Bottle here. We've got to make sure we spend the Blessing of the Forge next fight. We do not want that to accidentally get stuck in our hand. Second copy of Reckless Charge is very welcome. We need more zero-cost attacks, so I'll take it. Alright, we get another upgrade here, which we desperately need. I think we want it on Offering. We want Offering to draw us a Demon Form. That's the best combination, because then we're able to play Demon Form and other stuff, which is difficult. Apparition also has a very good upgrade. We did end up wasting, was it 2 apparitions? We basically wasted 2 apparitions in the Gremlin leader fight just because they didn't sync up with when people were attacking. So each time we do that, we reduce the chance of that happening by a third. Yeah, I think I like apparition upgrades. Alright, All the Smoothstone is great. We are sort of building this deck around deck scaling theoretically, so starting at 1 rather than starting at 0 seems good. Okay, not a very exciting turn. Looks like we're getting whapped. I guess I will upgrade these cards to heal for 5, and then develop Demon Form and Intimidate. I wish I could double tap Apparition, that'd be sweet. So it's probably double tap Anger, Wild Strike, Apparition. Wild Strike first gets more damage. Or more, whatchamacallit, plated armor damage. Limit Break Iron Wave is lethal. Oh, I guess it's not. Almost though. Close enough that it doesn't matter. Let's Apparition Offering. We want to do as many attacks as we can, and we can only do one. Very fast fight, but we took a lot of damage during it. Is Armaments Plus good again? We've gotten quite a few of those upgrades. It's still nice to get a Demon Form upgrade, 2 Apparitions, Limit Break, Offering. We also just need more cards that block, but we need those cards to be Shrug It Off, and not Armaments. So I think I'm going to pass on the second Armaments Plus. War Card's kind of interesting, but I think no. Pummel also would be our very first Strength payoff card. We got a little bit surprised by being a Strength deck. We got Pandora's Box gave us Demon Form Limit Break, so we haven't picked any Strength scaling cards, and we're kind of allergic to attacks that cost 2 or more, so we haven't picked any Heavy Blades or anything. But Pummel would be a nice way to pay off that, as well as still being able to trigger Kunai. Let's see, what is the density of attacks in this deck? Okay, we've got 1, 2... I'm actually not going to count Bash, because it costs 2. So it's difficult to trigger Kunai, and the density I'm asking about is for the purposes of triggering Kunai. So we got 1, 2, 3... 1, 2... Carnage, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7... 8. Wow. Only 8 cards that are actually... Well, I guess I'll count Double Tap. So 9. 9 cards that are good for triggering Kunai out of a 25 card deck. Yeah, I think we'll take the Pummel just to increase that density a little bit. Alright, Slavers get their second shot at me. We cannot afford Bash Carnage, which is really unfortunate. It looks like we're getting our Fairy in a Bottle broken here. Yeah, he will kill us. I think I prefer Bash Reckless Charge over Carnage Reckless Charge. No, that's probably just wrong. Carnage does more damage than... so Carnage does 12 more damage than Bash, and then Reckless Charge would do 5 more damage with Bash. So we would need the Vulnerable Charge from Bash to contribute at least 7 damage next turn. Actually, it probably will. And we kind of don't want Carnage in the deck. I guess I should see how much damage they're doing after Intimidate, because I'm actually probably not getting popped. Yeah, they're only doing 24, so not enough. Okay, so we'll Bash Reckless Charge. I'll Intimidate again. They're going to attack again next turn, so it's not like it's wasted. And also it charges an Ink Bottle. Alright, Apparition saves us from dying. Also pairs well with Offering, so we don't kill ourselves when we Offering. So let's go ahead and play those cards. Alright, now we have Double Tap Headbutt, probably. Headbutt is doing 13 damage, so Double Tap Headbutt will kill him. So I get to Headbutt something and then draw it. We could Double Tap an Anger first to give me some stuff to draw with the Gremlin Horn proc. I kind of want to draw Metallicize, though. Or a second Intangible Charge, that would also be good. So maybe I kill him with like Wild Strike Anger, and then Double Tap Headbutt and Reckless Charge. We're getting 2 Dex procs this turn, which is pretty nice. I like how we are intangible and still almost dying. It seems stupid to Wild Strike and then draw a card, because we can draw the wound. But I think it's correct. Just because it makes the damage more efficient. Okay, we got Burning Pact. It's cool to have Burning Pact and Power Through together, but we don't really need to block this turn. Double Headbutt is 18 damage plus 14 damage is 30 something, 32. So it's not lethal for either of these two. So I think I do want a Burning Pact. Maybe I have Burning Pact to the Disarm? No, I would rather play the Disarm. Surely I don't Burning Pact to the Power Through. Maybe I do. Yeah, because I want to play these 3 cards, or these 3 mana worth of cards, so maybe I just don't play either of these. Is Power Through to block for 2 good enough? It seems really silly, but maybe it isn't. We have 13 cards in the deck, so it's going to be quite a while before those wounds shuffle back. Getting wound locked out is a real thing in this fight, though. Taskmaster also shuffles wounds. So if we're doing it to ourselves, we're inviting disaster. Yeah, I think we just play these ones. I'll take the double tap back, and I guess the headbutt itself. It's kind of weird. Oh wow, it actually almost is lethal. So I want to play Disarm on this Taskmaster. And then if I could find some way to play 2 more skills, we would kill him with the AoE. But it would only save 1 health. I think I am going to power through. We're getting through the fight really fast. So I don't think they're going to have a chance to... These wounds are going to have a chance to hurt me. But we'll see. Okay, double tap Iron Wave blocks for a ton, so we are pretty much blocked out. We'll do the same double tap. Iron Wave is only doing 3 damage, so I guess we'll headbutt on the Taskmaster. We'll do the same trick where we get back both double tap and headbutt itself, which is pretty weird. Oh, the second one fizzles. I didn't know that. Okay, I guess I'll get back the Iron Wave then. So we've got double tap Iron Wave for next turn. Double tap Pummel only does 1 damage. I guess I'll Armaments so that I get 4 card draws out of Pummel Strike when I double tap it. That was a mistake. I just cycled through all the good stuff in my deck. We have an apparition next turn, so it's not a huge deal. But I wish I had not done that. We don't have lethal. But we do have quite a bit of damage, so he's probably dead next turn. Unless we get wounded. No. Ice Cream is weird. Ice Cream 3 energy deck? Dropkick is interesting. We want 0 cost stuff. And Dropkick is that. We also have double tap. So it's possible for Dropkick to be negative energy. But we don't really have any way of applying vulnerable. So I don't think I'll pick it. Corruption is obviously a crazy good card. It gets rid of my double tap, but that's kind of okay. You really only need double tap the first time. It also gets rid of Burning Pact. But honestly, most of my skills are already exhausting themselves. All the apparitions do, the Intimidates do, the Disarm does, the Offering does. I'm not sure we are like great at using corruption, but it is a pretty good card. And we do also have ice cream now, so it's a little bit easier to play those big 3 energy powers. It's probably mostly a curse, but I'll pick it. Okay, we need to rest here. This is exactly the situation I foretold, where we're at like 10 health and we only heal for 13, but then we heal for 28 instead, which is quite a bit better. Okay, Hyper Beam Man. We can get a dex charge without using offering, so I think I will. I'll Pommel Strike first, and then Headbutt back the Pommel Strike, and then Headbutt back the Headbutt. I will Reckless Charge too, just for damage and for fun. Okay, we could develop Corruption, but why? Or we could get a Dex and Metallicize. Let's Pommel Strike and try and find some an answer to this 16 damage. That'll do. Alright, now to get the Dex we have to play Headbutt. Let's Headbutt back Offering. Seems like we'll need that at some point. Or we could accidentally put it on top of our deck right now. Well, we're intangible, and we have Ice Cream, so there's basically no downside to playing Offering now, so I'll do it now. We could play Armaments and Metallicize, which both blocks out this turn and helps block in future turns, and upgrades, you know, Corruption and Iron Wave and stuff. And Bash, I guess. I haven't played Bash since like Act 1. I think I literally didn't play it at all this act. It seems a bit silly to both play both Metallizers and Armaments since we're blocking out this turn with just one of the two. But the damage from, I guess we could block out with Iron Wave too. But we're not getting a Dex. I guess actually Armaments was the most damage because it did 15. He's going to take our Demon Form, isn't he? Yep. Well, shoot, that's not the one I targeted. Alright, we gotta kill this one instead of that one. We don't care about double tap as much as we care about Demon Form. We're in trouble. We need that Demon Form. We don't do enough damage without it. At least we got a Dex. We could Apparition just to block for... let's see, so we're currently blocking for 4 and they're attacking for 16, so we're taking 12. If we Apparition, we're blocking for 12. Actually, it's not 12, it's slightly less than 12 because we're using Intimidate. So in reality, we would only be taking 8. I think we can expect more out of Apparition than 8, especially since this is friggin' Hyper Beam guy. Like, we need to hit an Apparition on a Hyper Beam turn. Okay, we'll go ahead and let the other Intimidate go. We've also got Power Through Burning Pact, so let's go ahead and do that. Ideally, we can save the Disarm until it actually hits Bronze Automaton. We're about to shuffle, so if we Carnage the Demon Form now, if we Carnage now, we get Demon Form back in the next shuffle, which is something that I want to do. We can afford to do these, but I don't want to exhaust Disarm, and I don't want to waste, or I don't want to waste Disarm, and I don't want to exhaust Limit Break, so I'm not going to do either. We get to save this energy, Ice Cream. First Ice Cream proc of the run. This is a terrible time for Apparition. But it's a great time for Demon Form, so oh well. Guess I'll get my double tap back. I can headbutt my Iron Wave back to the front, so I think I will. We might need a headbutt to get this apparition back during the Hyper Beam turn, which I believe is the next turn. Yep, here it is. He can't actually kill us because we have Fairy in a Bottle, so even if we just don't block, we're okay. And it looks like not blocking is what we're doing. We can like Iron Wave, but there's no way that blocks for enough. So this is going to be the Fairy in a Bottle for sure. I guess we could headbutt the apparition onto the top and then Gambler's Brew to go get it, and then use it immediately, which I guess is actually pretty good. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? There's no other way we can manipulate our draw order. Oh, we could have used the Gambler's Brew to save the other apparition. I wasn't thinking about that. We could have discarded with it. Yeah, I probably should have done that. I don't think I'm going to go back, though. I probably learned something in subsequent turns that would influence my decision making. I think we want to play Iron Wave in Anger. We need to scale up our attack density as the fight goes on. So we'll do these two to get the decks, and then we'll draw 2 cards. Okay, and Apparition blocks out. Hyper Beam! I guess Bash gets rid of the last artifact charge, which is very nice, so now we can use Disarm when it comes up. And I'll use Armaments to upgrade Power Through. And I'll use Reckless Charge for damage. Okay, so this is the turn we die, right? It is. I guess let's go ahead and get Corruption down and Wild Strike Anger, as well as Limit Break, obviously. Starting to put some pretty good damage together, but we are on the clock. Alright, Fairy in a Bottle's gone. We can disarm him, which is nice. And I guess we'll Armaments before Pommel Strike. Just so that we draw an extra card. Alright, and then we can, let's see, Headbutt does the most damage. I guess Headbutt and Wild Strike are tied. Oops. I guess Pommel Strike draws more Rages. Kind of wasted Power Through, but that's okay. Should be able to kill him next turn, hopefully. Yeah, definitely. Okay. I'll Bash first, so he is vulnerable. No Headbutt. We got him. Alright, there's Juggernaut again. Could have had a second one. These are all kind of bad. Immolate's really good in general. But it's hard to see it working in this deck. We need to focus on getting Kunai triggers, and Immolate tends to fall off a little bit in Act 3, which is what we're heading into. So I don't think I'm going to be picking up an Immolate right now. This is not a Juggernaut deck by any stretch of the imagination, so we're not picking up Juggernaut. And Bludgeon is too expensive, and doesn't scale well, so we're going to skip here. Snecko Eye. We have a lot of zero-cost stuff. I don't think this is a Snecko Eye deck. We do have Demon Form and Corruption, though, and Corruption is crazy with Snecko Eye. Let's see, what are the other options? Okay, Calling Bell or Cursed Key. Well, I'm not super excited about either of those, either. We do have Ice Cream, so if we pick Cursed Key, we will probably be building up a little bit of energy that we can spend on Demon Form turns, which is nice. Not happy about having to skip Snecko Eye, though. Snecko Eye doesn't work super well with apparition decks because sometimes the apparitions, like if you have an unupgraded apparition that costs 3, you're like, I guess this is my whole turn. Yeah, we just have too much 0-cost stuff and too much like card draw for Snecko Eye to be good. Snecko Eye is good with card draw though as well. And actually, we don't have a ton of card draw. I'm not sure why I said that. We pretty much only have Offering and Pommel Strike. And I guess Burning Pact as well. Okay, so we definitely have some. I like Calling Bell. These are all really good. If we take Curse Key, we do have to take a curse because we have to find all 3 keys in Act 3, including the Sapphire Key, the one you have to skip a chest to do. And the pathing can be pretty awkward if you take Curse Key in Act 3 and you have to do the Burning Elite, because it's like I have to go this way specifically to get the Burning Elite, and then I have to go to a shop, I have to go to a chest, and there's no shop after it, so you can end up carrying the curse till Act 4. And if that curse is Normality, you are not going to win. Normality will wreck you. So that's not a super appealing opportunity. I think Snecko Eye is probably better than Calling Bell. Although the best case scenario for Calling Bell is probably the best relic in the game. I'm not sure exactly what that best case scenario is, but it exists, right? Calling Bell could give me like Happy Flower or something. I'd be pretty happy with Happy Flower. It's not like a full energy relic, but it is like a third of an energy relic. And if you have Ice Cream, then you can use that energy anytime. In fact, because we have Ice Cream, relics like Lantern and Ancient Tea Set also have pretty significant value because we can like save the energy from Ancient Tea Set until we hit the Demon Form turn. Yeah, I think the Snecko Eye is too disruptive, and I think the Curse Key is dangerous. It's definitely like a survivable kind of dangerous. Like usually the curse doesn't matter, but sometimes it does. So it's like we have to do the kind of a percentage play. But I guess that's what this channel is here for. Let's explain what the percentage would be. So let's look for curses. Which curses are run enders? Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 curses. They have unobtainable ones mixed in, so my counting was weird. Okay, so there are 12 obtainable curses. Oh, sorry, did I count the Sender's Bane sheet turn 2? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's only 10. Not sure how I got to 12. I guess maybe I counted a Sender's Bane and Curse of the Bell, whatever. So there's a couple of them, they range from like not a problem at all, like Clumsy. Clumsy is just basically an extra Sender's Bane, to like super lethal, like Normality, and like Pain and Regret and Shame. Those ones are really bad. Yeah, I think I do have a stone. I am oddly smooth. Morning, White Fang and Mint Chalk. Welcome to the stream. So Calling Bell could also get Voodoo Doll, which would be quite good. We're playing a lot of attacks, and it would be our second curse. Yeah, I think the curses from Calling Bell, and because we're in Act 3 and we might not be able to remove the curse before the boss fights, I think I'm not going to choose Curse Key. So I think I'm going to go with Calling Bell instead, because this is just not a Snecko Eye deck. Okay. Weird. Well, that was definitely not the best case scenario. It's not the worst either. Eternal Feather is quite good with ghost decks, so we can maybe get some extra smithing out of that. I don't know if we're ever going to trigger on Ceasing Top. It seems kind of unlikely, but it does kind of give us an out of if we like Corruption and get rid of all of our cards other than Angers, then we just like put on a little show. Feather used to be a boss relic, but it got demoted. I think it's a rare relic now. We have to go this way. We probably don't want this shop because we newly acquired a Maw Bank and we don't have a ton of money. Looks like we're going to be forced into at least one elite later. Can we survive 4 hallway fights? I guess let's get to here and then see what we think. Okay, double apparition and Iron Wave blocks out. I'll kill the low health one first and Intimidate to do some AoE damage. Metallicize blocks out. Let's Pommel Strike first. I guess upgrading stuff is cool. I think I'll just Apparition Metallicize. This makes it so that I'm intangible next turn too, so I actually don't care that they're about the exploders. They're just going to explode and do no damage. So I can safely just Demon Form here. Ooh, and we get to save that energy because of Ice Cream. Thanks, Ice Cream. Okay, so we hopefully can set up Pen Nib pretty reasonably for next fight. I guess I'll do Corruption, because I can afford it. We have a little bit too much strength to set it up, so we'll just finish the fight. Well, that one was easy. True Grit is really nice. We need something that gets rid of wounds. Both because we generate them and because the heart generates them. And currently our only solution is Burning Pact, which is fine, but it would be good to have another one. I'm really hoping to eventually find I forget what the name of the card is every single time, but the one that blocks and also draws. But True Grit has some additional value because the Curse of the Bell is a potential target. It does need an upgrade, and lots of stuff in the deck needs an upgrade, though. We need upgrades on 2 Apparitions and a Demon Form before the end, so I think I'm going to skip an unupgraded True Grit. If we really are super in need of upgrades, we could just take the Warped Tongs and then get rid of the Curse at the shop. I don't hate that. We don't have a ton of money, so we might see a relic that we're super into at the shop. But I think this is probably the play. Preserved Insect would certainly be nice. We can afford Preserved Insect card remove. Yes, we have 2 extra money if we do that. Well, that seems like a real humdinger. It's a good shop. Yeah, there's nothing else I'm super excited to buy. So let's remove the pain first. Go ahead and buy that Preserved Insect. Thanks, Maw Bank. You only gave us like 30 gold, but we needed that 30 gold. I wish it still told you what it did. Wait a minute. Maw attacks are a regular occurrence? What? Oh, that kind of Maw. I thought it was Meow, but I see what it is now. Okay, weird. So if we double tap headbutt, we get back both the double tap and the headbutt for next turn, which is neat. We're always going to intimidate. And I think headbutt is better than bash. Is that true? If we double tap bash and reckless charge, we end up drawing a card with ink bottle at the end of our turn, which is kind of awkward, especially if that card is like an unupgraded apparition. But that's happening either way. I guess if we do that with headbutt, though, that card is double tap, which I also kind of don't want. Awkward. I guess I could double tap reckless charge headbutt, and then put the reckless charge on top, and then put headbutt behind it. Yeah, I guess I have to do it that way, because otherwise there's no other option for the first headbutt. Oh wait, the first headbutt puts the card that ends up not on top, so then I would end up drawing a headbutt at the end of the turn, which is I guess, okay. That interaction is very complicated. There's the headbutt. Oh, I get to play it. Okay, sure. Alright, Apparition Metallicized blocks out. I guess I'll double tap a Reckless Charge, sure. Need to get in some damage. Palm Strike saved me. Thank you. Regen Potion is super nice within your... Oh, look, Shrug It Off, it's upgraded too. Alright, well that's the card I need. I've already got Strength Scaling, although it would be great to have some more of it. But Shrug It Off, I think that's the thing. Yeah, we've only got like 2 cards that block, which is crazy. We've got Armaments, Power Through, and Iron Wave. And that is it. So get in the deck, Shrug It Off. Alright, we do want to definitely try and drink a... yeah, Deadman should be nice. We do want to drink one of these potions so that we don't waste heal. This turn we are blocking with Apparition and Metallicize. I'll go ahead and stack a second Apparition. Likely at least one of them is attacking next turn, so... We'll just toss another Shrimp on the Barbie. And do some attacking. This guy's buffing himself, so he's the biggest threat. So we'll punch him first. Alright, Demon Form got upgraded, that's cool. Do we have time for that? I mean, we have no attacks in hand, so it's not like we would be doing anything else fun. Toss a shrimp on the Barbie is a Australian expression for when you are grilling shrimp. I'm not Australian, but, you know, Australians are cool. I like them. Okay, a problem with Shrug It Off is that it's hard to use because I only have 3 energy. Distill Cast is fun because I can headbutt stuff on top. So I could, like, headbutt armaments or something? What would I want to headbutt? Is it Power Through? Well, I can Shrug It Off and then headbutt the Shrug It Off and then Shrug It Off for free with Distill Chaos. Neat. Okay. We'll go ahead and punch this guy just because we're able to get through his armor for free. Feels like cheating. Ooh, we got a free Carnage there. Nice. Okay, so we can probably finish him off. If we want to do so without wasting damage, we Pommel Strike Reckless Charge. Let's waste the least. Unfortunately, we've already blocked him out, so maybe this guy's a bigger threat because he's buffing. Actually, he's buffing and he will just become as big as this guy. So I guess we'll just kill him for the energy. I guess I'll bash instead of wild striking. It does less damage, but it does develop vulnerable, which is nice. And I'll intimidate for no reason. I mean, it stacks up weak, so he's weak this turn, but mostly no reason. Apparition Offering is a cool combo, so I'll do that. Looks like we are ending this fight at full health. So can we end it with a full pen nib also? That's the challenge. It looks like no. We do too much damage. So we want to do the minimum amount of damage, which is Iron Wave. And then, nope, that's too much. I guess we could wait, theoretically, until next turn. But then our strength is going to keep going up. So I don't think it's really very practical to try and keep the fight going. You take an Anger Plus. It increases the density of zero-cost attacks in the deck. I don't know if I like having 2 Angers, though. That is also the 30th card, so I think we're skipping here. Okay, let's get one of those cool upgrades all the kids are talking about. Probably Apparition, I think, needs it the most. We need upgrades a lot less now that we have Warped Tongs. But there are limits to how good Warped Tongs is. Namely that you can't control it. Okay. Max HP plus 50 and then minus whatever, 63. I think we're probably just going to waste Carnage here. We can't proc Kunai. So I guess I'll just Burning Pact it. I was hoping for 2 zero-cost attacks, but whatever. I'll develop Metallicize. I guess I should have Reckless Charged first so that I could see what the card was, but it didn't end up mattering. I think I will Reckless Charge. No. The Daze hurts. Yeah, it's just 1 Daze, though, for 7 damage. Alright, I would like to Demon Form this turn, but we would take 45 damage and die. I guess we're going to Intimidate no matter what, so let's do that first. So if we Demon Form, the next turn we Regen Pot. What would we get with Offering? We could get an Apparition is obviously the best option. If we Offering and don't get one, we lose 6 HP, so he's basically doing 39 damage, but we still survive, so I'll go ahead and Offering. It also gives us access to Shrug It Off. We have not attacked yet this turn. If we Shrug It Off and get a zero-cost attack, we can double tap and play 2 zero-cost attacks to get a Kunai trigger as well as playing Demon Form. Plus, this blocks for 12. And it can draw Apparition. There's 1 zero-cost attack for it to draw. So there's kind of 4 good outcomes that we're looking for. Power 3 is also pretty good, though. So I guess let's Shrug It Off. We could guarantee something from here, like Reckless Charge, but then we'd have to spend an energy to do it. And if we're spending an energy... actually, yeah, so we were hoping to double tap to get an extra attack, but we can spend this to actually just be the attack. So we can guarantee a zero-cost attack if we headbutt back a zero-cost attack, and then play 2 zero-cost attacks, Shrug It Off, and Demon Form. That does remove the chance of getting Apparition from Shrug It Off, which is sort of a 3 out of 12, so it's a 1 in 4. Which is not bad, but there's a lot of bad, you know? Like, you get Wild Strike, you're like, we don't have an intangible in hand, so we don't. It is not necessarily an option. I've talked a lot about how intangible interacts with Shrug It Off. Oh, his intangible? I don't really care about his intangible. I care about getting Dex from Kunai. We are wasting a Pen Nib charge, but that's going to matter a lot more when we're Demon Formed later. Okay. Yeah, let's headbutt the Reckless Charge. And then Shrug It Off to draw the Reckless Charge. And double Reckless Charge. He's already intimidated, and he doesn't attack next turn, so there's no point in intimidating him again. Wow, double Apparition, so nice. We have a chance of accidentally drawing Apparition. We actually don't waste energy because of Ice Cream, so even if we left the energy alone, we would get to keep it. So Pommel Strike is nice because it can draw like Limit Break and give me extra strength, or it can draw, if I draw like Wild Strike Anger, then I get an extra Dex, but it also can draw Apparition, which is kind of a huge bummer, because I really don't want to waste an Apparition. So I think we just Regen Potion and chill here. And get to keep the 3 energy. Okay, so here's the Apparition. Yeah, we would have drawn Bash Apparition, which would have been bad. Okay, so the Apparition, and then play all the attacks. We got Limit Break on a decent turn here. I'll take 4 strength, sure. I'm not going to use Pummel, though. Pummel's our only really strength payoff card. So I'd prefer to save it until he's not intangible. Disarm's great. We don't have anything to headbutt, which is awkward. So I guess we just disarm and headbutt and hold off on the corruption. Save a couple of energy. Uh-oh. I guess he's only attacking for 12. We can't proc Ink Bottle, but we will play this card even though it doesn't do anything to get closer. It does waste Ice Cream energy, but we're wasting 3 energy no matter what, so. Apparition showing up at the wrong time. These burns are hurting. I'll go ahead and Intimidate just to make him weak for next turn. I will not Apparition to avoid the burn damage. Let's start with Shrug It Off and see what we get. There's Pummel on the intangible turn again. We can block out for 8 with Iron Wave. See what we draw. I guess I'll take the Dex. A little bit rough to get another wound in the deck, considering all the damage the burns are doing. We are dead. Drat. Yeah, Evolve would have been helpful for this fight, but it's really not an Evolve deck. What we really needed was just more block cards. We got up to 4 decks here, which is not even that much, and we only had, Armaments, Shrug It Off, and Power Through, and Iron Wave to block. It's just we didn't find enough. Which was the deck's problem ever since Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box took all the defense and gave me back nothing that said block. I guess I had I got access to True Grit, and probably should have picked one. We are not surviving today. Alright, let's move on to Silent. Okay, Common Relic, 12 HP are the sort of viable options. Obtain a Boss Relic is also okay on Silent in an emergency, but the Silent starting Relic is pretty good, so you generally don't get a big upgrade from this. It's kind of fun if you get like Black Star, but then you generally die. Let's see, is there an early shop? There is no early shop. The only early shop is here, and is it on a good route? It's on a route that causes me to skip a fire before the second elite. So I think the shop is kind of a no. So we can't choose obtain a curse. So I guess we're taking a common relic. Ooh, that's excellent. Quite like that. Alright, I think we'll go this path. If we are feeling strong, we could go fight an elite, and then get a fire before the second elite. If we're not feeling strong, we could take a shop and then a fire. If we're kind of feeling in the middle, we can take this elite, I guess. I don't think I have a favorite class. I like them all. I think they've all got really well designed cards, and they're all really fun to play. We're definitely going to do an attack and a strike, and I think we'll do 2 strikes. Taking 1. I guess we block out and strike. Hopefully we get lethal next turn. Should be, yeah. Noxious Fumes is an excellent floor 1 pick. Yeah, Watcher is definitely... let's talk about tuning for a second. Tuning games is extremely difficult. If you want to make a lot of assumptions, you can make it quite a bit simpler for yourself. But those assumptions tend to be pretty deleterious in ways that are very difficult to account for. So, for example, if you want to balance Slay the Spire for expert players playing at Ascension 20, then yes, I would agree. Watcher is OP. Watcher has a significantly higher win rate, at least for me, and I think for everyone else, on Ascension 20. But that isn't the only way you can or should balance Slay the Spire. If your task is to balance Slay the Spire, one of the key things that you care about is making sure that the very first time a player plays the game, they are presented with a game of an appropriate difficulty. This is a person who does not have the correct decision-making toolkit to play Slay the Spire yet. You have to teach it to them as they're playing. So you start them off with Ironclad. Ironclad tends to be quite a bit simpler. The mechanics do end up multiplying with each other, but they multiply in ways that are very easy to understand. Generally, it's just like 2 extra strength, do damage with strength. Strong. Silent is a little bit more complicated. You end up with playing a lot more skills. Poison does this sort of vaguely non-linear damage. Still fairly easy to think about. And then Defect is by far more complicated than the other two. Defect is you've got focus and orb slots, and you can both attack and block with them, and they all multiply together weirdly, and you've got cards like Barrage and the new Reprogram. There's lots of weird little options. Creative AI, there's lots of power synergy stuff. I mean, Silent has that too, but theoretically, Ironclad. And it's not. I'm not saying that there's not really fun, interesting ways to play Ironclad. There are, but those tend to be cards that get unlocked later. And so, from a new player experience perspective, Watcher has to be the most complicated class, and it definitely is. Watcher requires the most planning, and is by far the most difficult to play, especially from a beginner perspective. And unfortunately, what that means for the end game balance is that If you think really hard about playing Watcher and you're really good at thinking about how to play Watcher, you will win more because they have to provide more like headspace for Watcher. And when they do that, when they provide you more headspace and like allow the class to be more complex, they inherently create a bigger power differential between the worst play and the best play. And if you are an expert player, then that means that the best play that's accessible to you is frequently better than it ought to be if it were balanced relative to the other classes. So yes, Watcher is OP, but for reasons that are very complicated and difficult to mitigate. So I definitely don't consider it a problem with the game's balance. That Watcher is more powerful in the hands of a skilled player at the maximum difficulty. Okay, that was a lot of words. I'm gonna go get some water. Be right back. Just like one more addendum to that, it is significantly more important that your new players have a good time with the game than it is that the game is perfectly balanced for elder players. I think people sort of understood that from what I said, but I just wanted to make it explicit that everybody is a new player, and like only certain people end up being elder game players, and the balance is still excellent at the end of the game. So it's like, you know how Anchor is a good relic, right? Because you get 10 armor. Because turn 1 happens every fight. But turn 30, if there was an equivalent of Anchor that procced on turn 30, you'd be like, what the hell, this is not useful at all. And we here on this stream are all playing on turn 30. I didn't talk about that card reward very much, but I'm super excited to pick Noxious Fumes on floor 1. Okay, let's neutralize the biggest damage ones so that we can block out for as much as possible. I'm going to restart this fight. That was wrong. You get more block from neutralizing the Spike Slime, because that blocks for 6. And then we only took 4. Okay, so we can block out, develop Noxious Fumes, and do a little bit of damage here. I guess we will block out and do some damage here. And should be able to win the fight with no more damage, yeah. Ancient Potion, interesting. Sneaky Strike is kind of fun, but I think Dagger Throw is by far the best card in this pick, so I'll pick Dagger Throw. We were going through this like middle route, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, surprise shop. Oh, we missed orange pellets. No orange pellets this run. I mean, I think you're right. I think that from a design perspective, sorry, I'm answering Mitch-Choctiv's question about Ironclad being the attack class, Silent the skill class, and Defect the power class. I think that's true. I think that certainly Silent is the most aligned of any of those towards skills. But you can have a Silent that uses attacks. You can have a Ironclad that uses powers. There's all kinds of stuff. Obviously, Defect has the most like explicitly power synergy cards of any class. But I would think of Silent more as the poison class than the skill class. But if we want to assign them all card types, then I think that's pretty reasonable. But then there's no card types left for Watcher. What is Watcher? The curse class? The status class? Those are not fun. Probably taking a footwork and an all-out attack here. Oh wait, we can't afford that. Oh, one off. Oh, that's painful. Shoot. Well, we should probably pick an attack. stance class. Yeah, that's probably true. We should probably take an attack, and we can't if we buy footwork. We've got one more card reward before we have to take an elite. We can also just... I don't want to go to another shop, though. Maybe this is a card reward? I don't know. I'm afraid of picking footwork, not getting offered an attack here, going here and dying to Gremlin Nub, being like, okay, on to defect. But I don't want that fear to compel me to pass up footwork in the shop. Footwork's really good. So I think we're just going to take a chance on not running into Gremlin Nub right there. Or maybe this is an attack. Please give me dash. I would like a dash. I will break both. I do not think it's too early for footwork. I think footwork is going to be good. That's technically an attack. Alright, I'll take it. Ooh, I don't know about fighting the light. It seems dangerous. Ooh, it's Gremlin Nub. Uh-oh. We did get turn 1 Noxious Fumes. Unfortunately, we also got all of our attacks. We've got like 2 turns of nothing but skills coming up. I think Noxious Fumes does the most damage of any card in the deck, so we'll play that first. And then we'll play a couple Strikes and Pray. Slice does do some extra damage here, getting in there. We do have an Explosive Potion, so we've only got to get him down to 55. We'll probably also use the Artifact Potion to avoid becoming vulnerable. I guess we'll see what our next hand is first. Ooh boy. Yeah. Please don't hurt me. We'll go ahead and develop a footwork. We'll probably have to block next turn. We did get a weaken there. It looks like we can just block out with cards. Let's see, we know exactly what our next hand is going to be. So we're going to do 12 plus 9 is 21 damage, plus the poison damage is going to be 4 this turn and 5 next turn. So 9 damage from that, plus 21 from this is 30. And he's at 31. Great. Okay, so that's going to be the Explosive Potion, but that's fine. I would rather not take damage. We could just take 14. We could, honestly, we could block out. Almost. He would, let's see. So he would go up to, okay, so we'd be blocking for 17. He would go up to 20 damage. So we'd get hit for 3. And then he would take 5 and then 6. So he would be at 16. We can draw Neutralize, that's true. Yeah, we're always going to Dagger Throw, so let's just see what that is. Another defend. Well, I don't think we're defending twice, so we'll just throw one out as well. I definitely wouldn't want to take, like, 20 damage to hold on to an Explosive Potion, but we're pretty likely to be able to kill him next turn if we just double defend. Because he's at, he'd be at 7, right? Oh wait, he's taking, yeah, he'd be at 7. So it's like 2 attacks to save the Explosive Potion. And then even if it doesn't work out and we don't get 2 attacks, we can still Explosive Potion him next turn and we're only losing 3 health. So I'll do it. Playing chicken with Gremlin Nub. Ooh, Frozen Egg, wow. I mean, we did already pick 2 powers, but that's quite a relic. Crippling Cloud's pretty good. Our next fight is going to be, our next elite is going to be either Lagavulin or Sentries. Crippling Cloud isn't really particularly good against either, to be honest, but it's quite good in Act 2. Maybe we can upgrade it. I think we're probably resting at that fire. Yeah, I think I'll take Crippling Cloud. It's good in hallway fights too. He's only doing 9 damage, so we can mostly block out with Survivor. Take 1 to do 6? Yeah, okay. It is decent against sentries, yeah. So we can block out here, and dagger. I guess the order was wrong there, should have daggered first, but... Yeah, although unupgraded, Crippling Cloud like barely develops more poison than Noxious Fumes. It does, but not by a ton. Block out double attack, I believe, sets up lethal. I guess I don't know. Depends on drawing a strike. Let's see, Crippling Cloud puts it up to 8 and then slice. Yep, it's exact. Wow. Yeesh. Okay. Deadly Poison's good. It's definitely like poisony deck. Sure. As mentioned, I think we're resting. None of the upgrades are crazy good. Upgrades on Footwork, Noxious Fumes, and Crippling Cloud are probably the best. Neutralize is kind of in there too. And then like the second tier is like Deadly Poison and Dagger Throw. Just do extra damage. Survivor. I think rest is probably better. What do we got? Meat on the Bone. Wow. What a crazy set of relics. I mean, Warbane's not insanely good. But we got it from Meow, which is a really good time to get it. Yeah, I think we're fighting this elite. Sure. Definitely better than going to a store. I've won with non-poison silent decks. You don't have to do poison. Also, there's a lot of different types of poison decks. Get to start him out with max poison here. Stack up some weak. Block for 10. What act is it? Blocking out Lagavulin feels good. Easy fight. Ornamental Fan, that's a pretty different direction for the deck. I think we're probably going to ignore that one. It seems like we've got enough damage, and these are all damage, so I think we're going to pass them. We could take Sucker Punch for some extra weak. We do have some pretty good sources of weak. We got Crippling Cloud and Neutralize. Eventually Neutralize will probably get an upgrade. So I don't think we really need Sucker Punch, so I'll skip it. I think removing a card is better than skip, although it makes me a little bit nervous. Max block is Crippling Cloud Defend, and I think we're still taking damage if we do that. If we Explosive Potion, we can kill the Laos, which I think is probably worth it. So yeah, we'll block out with that. Explosive Potion isn't crazy good in the boss fight. The next elite does have a 50% chance of being sentries. Are we fighting the next elite though? If it's Gremlin Knob, we might be in trouble. We need a lot of upgrades. Maybe the fire route is better. So I think we're going to use the explosive pot, skip the elite. Weak potion's pretty good. Maybe that changes my mind. If we take Dagger Throw, can we fight Gremlin Knob? No. I think Gremlin Knob kills us. Okay, alright, so we still skip it. Do we need any of these to survive the slime boss? Well, backflip is pretty nice with footwork. It also helps us find Neutralize and Slice, which is in the deck for some reason. Okay. It would be nice to get into a fight and get down to 33. No, Curse decks can definitely win in high ascensions. It's relic dependent. You have to get the right stuff. Obviously, you have to get Voodoo Doll. But then you, like particularly if you're playing Ironclad, you can play relics and then have like Dark Embrace and stuff, and then exhaust them all. Yeah, it can definitely work. What am I upgrading here? I think Noxious Fumes. We're going to take at least one hit from Slime Boss. I mean, the 20th modifier is probably the hardest one, in fairness, because you have to fight 2 bosses at the end. But I would say Ascension 19 is high Ascension. I think anything that works after Ascension 15 can work at Ascension 20, basically. Yeah, so we need to get the poison ticking against Slime Boss. We get an extra upgrade here. Okay, so I think we're going to upgrade Neutralize. It's really important that we land weak on him during the big attack turn, so that we don't die. And we've missed an enemy, so we are at ended up 3 HP above our Meat on the Bone heal point. I totally forgot about Meat on the Bone during that Laos fight. I kind of just wasted that explosive potion. I should have taken some damage intentionally, because it would have healed me. We could heal here. He does hit for 38, which is inconveniently above our current health total. But I think I'll take a Deadly Poison upgrade instead. So that we get a better break. We're definitely doing Deadly Poison and Footwork. I think we're going to skip doing damage. It's important that we stack up as much poison as possible for the break. And we're not trying to break him before he hits the first time. So we'll just wait it out. Please give me more poison. No, wow. That's brutal. I really don't want to be playing these 2 next turn. That's really unfortunate, but it looks like that's where we're at. I'll neutralize so that we're stacking up weak, but otherwise I still want to avoid damage. Yeah, I cannot wait for the next shuffle for Noxious Fume, so that has to happen. He's only hitting for 28 because he's weak. Quote-unquote only. I think we go ahead and block for 17. We might actually have to survive a second round because our Noxious Fumes came online so slow. So we could save Crippling Cloud to poison the Tier 2 slimes. Or we can just use it right now. I would just hate to waste the energy. It looks like we actually need some damage. We have a weak pot, so we can force weaken him, and then if we get any block at all, we survive. So I think we stay calm and don't do damage here. Although I'm pretty close to panicking. Okay, we did get some blocks, so I think we got rewarded there. Let's see what's in the backflip. Okay, and then we'll use the weak bot to block for 14. Seems good enough. Alright, it looks like this is the break turn whether we like it or not, so we might as well do as much damage as we can. Not actually a super good break. Okay, our health total is really important. We should probably start targeting the spike slime, because frail is a big deal for this deck. So we need to be able to break him on demand, ideally. Okay, we can only block for 7, and I really don't want to take 11 damage and go to 4. But it looks like we can't break him. So we can do 11 damage max. That puts him at 28, and his breakpoint is 27. So I guess we do that because it sets up a good break, but they're taking some damage. Looks like we're going to lose this one. Slime Boss is pretty hard for Silent, so I don't feel too bad about losing it. And we're surviving this turn, which is nice. The damage is more valuable on the Spike Slime, because he's breaking this turn, so I'll put it on him. The slimes are being kind. So she's taking 9, going to 31. I want to set her to 28 if I can, but that has to be specifically neutralized, I think. So I guess let's dagger throw one of these little ones, see if we can draw neutralize. No point in defending this turn. One more shot to draw neutralize. Hey, that's 3 damage. Okay, so if we do 3 damage, he's taking 12 and goes to exactly 28. Yeah, perfect. Okay. We'll continue focusing now on one of these. We might make it through this. It's possible. So he's breaking by himself, so we can use Deadly Poison to kill him, which is a huge waste, and then survive the other one. Or we could block for 12, use the Deadly Poison appropriate, and die? Yeah. I mean, I don't like dying, so I guess we're wasting some damage. Still not dead. The longer the fight goes on, the more likely we are to win it. We could take 1 damage to exhaust an extra slime. It's 2 turns before that matters, before the shuffle. So he'll take 3 and then 4, or 3 and then 5. And then theoretically, if we're still alive, 7, for a total of 15 damage. So I think I'd rather save the 1 health, because we only need to get 2 damage on him to kill him. Okay, here's the turn where we die, right? Yeah, we have no block, so we can technically block for 4 and kill one of the yellow slimes, but that's not enough. Not too bad though, pretty close, considering the late noxious fumes. Okay, on to defect. No wins so far. A couple of long runs. We get a card choice, 3 potions, or a rare card. Rare cards for defect are crazy. There's lots of like bias cogs and core surges and hyper beam and stuff. There's pretty much no misses for rare cards, and you get to choose, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be great. I pretty much never swap out my starting relic for a boss relic on defect. The defect starting relic was too good. There is an early shop, so we can get rid of the curse. Along that route is 3 fights and a fire. We only get 1 elite though, which might be a problem. We could also go to the shop and go this way. That's still a 3 fight route. It forces us into the mega elite though, so that's probably a showstopper. But we can go even further to the right. This is a 1 card reward route, theoretically, so we could end up pretty screwed. And there's no escape. I either have to fight this elite or the Mega Elite. So that's a little scary. If we do run into like Serpent or like Pile of Goo here, we can go to the fire and then a shop to spend a bunch of money, and then maybe take the Mega Elite. Yeah, I mean, I don't like taking just one elite in the act, so I guess we're forced to do this weird dogleg path, but I don't like it. Alternately, we could take choose a card reward and 3 random potions. If we do that, we can take a sort of more normal path, where we get to guarantee 3 fights, and then the elite. It's still an elite with no fire in front of it. But that's not a huge problem. I think I want that rare card, though. Regret's pretty bad. All for One is really nice. There's a lot of times when Defect wants to build an All for One deck and never finds All for One, and you end up with just like a pile of garbage cards. So being able to start with All for One at the very beginning is really nice. Bias Cog also super good. I would say Bias Cog is like one of the most common cards to be in a winning Defect deck. Like almost every winning Defect at some point finds a Bias Cog and then uses it to great effect. But I think from Niao, I think All for One is probably the pick. Because you don't have Core Surge, you don't really have any orb generation on floor 1, and you're definitely going to see some 0-cost cards. That's a pretty big portion of the commons for Defect. So All for One, let's go. Yeah, also Snecko Eye, but you can't count on Snecko Eye. We did also get a Pain, which is or a Regret, which is a pretty bad one. So we definitely want to go the weird dogleg path. Okay, we'll hit the Acid Slam first. Hopefully he is set up to die. Yep. Alright, well we'll develop the Zap because that's more damage and block for as much as we can. Still taking quite a bit of damage here. I think we probably have lethal here. Yeah. Speaking of 0-cost stuff, there's Go for the Eyes. Streamline also theoretically costs 0. I think I like Go for the Eyes a little bit better. It's actually Streamline's pretty good against Act 1 elites. It's kind of, unfortunately, it's like only good against Act 1 elites though. It's like kind of the peak for Streamline, but we are against Slime Boss, so we need to get that damage, and we will definitely have time to get it stacked up in that fight, so. 0-cost Streamline, here we come. Alright, we can't afford any of this stuff, because we have to remove the regret that we experience. We still take a Compile Driver, which I will do. Compile Driver is great. It draws cards. If those cards cost 0, that's fine. Let's talk about faces. So this is early on, so if we get the extra gold or extra max HP ones, they both have a lot of time to stack up, which is really nice. If we get the bad one, then our next chest is empty, and that makes us a little bit sad. This is not really a super relic-dependent build in general. So the cost of missing the next chest is slightly lower than normal. And we just left a shop, and we're hoping to not go to another one. So the value of the gold is lower than normal. So I think I will take a face here. Caca! It's the best face. Oops. Wow. That sucks. I guess we should have taken the gold. Alright. Excellent. We get to have a fight here. I guess I'll Compile Driver first to see what we get. Maybe I should have zapped there instead of compile driver. That's probably better. But we have lethal, so whatever. Alright, give me a good card reward. No. Well, this is unfortunate. Equilibrium is kind of good, actually. Because sometimes you get all for one, like, at the beginning of a draw, and you're sad that you, that all your friends are going to play without you. It also just blocks for a lot. And we're definitely taking Snecko if we see it, so I guess Equilibrium is also good with Snecko. Alright, we did the scary path, we missed a bunch of card rewards. We didn't get a ton of damage, but we did get a Streamline and a Compile Driver, so I think we can fight Gremlin Knob. I mean, it's better than fighting extra strength Gremlin Knob, so... Okay. It's not Gremlin Knob. We don't have any zero-cost cards, so this isn't really doing anything. I guess we have... oh no, we literally skipped the only one we saw. So we could just use this on whoever. I think I'll actually dual cast first. Okay, so he's a good target. We might get a zero-cost colorless card. In fact, it is guaranteed to be zero-cost. So let's go ahead. Okay, Flash of Steel is the thing. Oops, I'm going to reset the fight so I can strength pop before that. In my head, I had strength. Okay, we dual casted first, and then we drank this, and we took that, and we did this part. Okay. We'll get that back and draw again. Okay. Sure. I guess we just Equilibrium defend. I guess we can Compile Driver Strike too. Yeah, Compile Driver Strike defend block sphere. Almost the same as Equilibrium defend. Alright, Streamline missed the first shuffle, which is too bad. Looks like we have more chance of killing the front sentry than the back one, so we'll target him. All for One gets nothing here. So I'll block for 5 and target the front sentry. Taking a lot of chip damage here. Maybe we can avoid taking any more. It keeps the defend for next turn, but we're definitely we don't get to play the defend. Oh, I actually should have played the defend so that it was in the shuffle. That would have been better. Hopefully we get lethal here. Yeah. Bronzegus is excellent. Melter is a good way to wake up Lagavulin. We also need the damage. Recursion can cost 0, though. We're kind of low on health. Maybe self-repair is the thing. Because if we take self-repair, we do these hallway fights. And this one we might get a chance to heal. Yeah, I think self-repair is a good good companion to All for One decks because it takes you a long time to get the claws rolling. So you need to heal up a little bit. I think we're going to rest here. We're about to do a bunch of hallway fights and our deck's kind of weak. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill this one. Knock the other one down. Cool. Oh, I guess we should have... I totally forgot I had a side quest. Speaking of side quests, genetic algorithm. Symbiotic virus. Okay. I'll take 3 to develop 6 damage. This fight's a little scary. Cultist scales up really fast, so need to get moving. Might need the power potion in this fight, unfortunately. If we get like electrodynamics, that'd be really great. We can't get zap next turn, so we can't like zap dual cast. I guess we just double defense strike. Take 8. This is not a good turn for a barrier. Great. Compile Driver does 2. We've got both side quests, and they're both terrible. Yay! Okay, we're a little bit desperate here. Let's drink the potion. Echo Form? Echo Form seems good. Maybe Barrier's good enough. Yeah, I guess Buffer like blocks right now, which is kind of what we need. We can draw both of these cards. Okay. Alright, that's what I was hoping for. Which side quest do we do first? I think we took a bunch of damage, so I'll take self-repair side quest first. None of this probably matters. We're probably just killing him with dual cast next turn. Got a side quest. Cool. Alright, we did both side quests that time, which is difficult. Use Beam Cell. It costs 0, but that's a battle you can say for it. It doesn't do much. I think I'll take it anyway. Turn 1 quest, double defend. We're going to do quests, and we're going to defend at least once, but I think I'll probably strike for the other energy. We don't want him to run away, so. Beam Cell does some good damage. We could Compile Driver into All for One here. That would be pretty neat. No. We could do a side quest and defend for 5. Or we could attack for 9. Attack for 9, dual cast wins right now. We missed the 7 health, but we've gotten the more important side quest done, the genetic algorithm. Especially towards the beginning, genetic algorithm can be really difficult to pull off, because if it blocks for 1, you're like, I'm just wasting my turn. We are about to fight an elite, though. I think we can fight an elite with 33 health. I think we'll be okay. We missed this fire, though, which is kind of rough. Unless the reward is wing boots, and then we can go do it. I mean, if we develop self-repair, we're losing the 7 health like immediately, so there's not really any point. There's a claw. Yeah, I think we pick claw. White noise also can cost 0, but I think we need a claw to scale up for slime boss. Do we take this elite? Maybe we need the hallway fights. Let's see, so we have already fought 1 elite, and it was sentries. So the next one is either Gremlin Knob or Lagavulin. We're really good against Lagavulin, because we can, like, do a claw while he's asleep, and then wake him up with Streamline. Ideally. I think we need the fires. We need to upgrade Dual Cast and Zap, so they come back with All for One. And then hallway fights are helping us do our side quests. But every time we get to Kaka is really, that's really our side quest. That's the goal. That's why we do it. It's probably going to claw dual cast defend. Let's dual cast first and see what we get. Okay, this guy's getting weak. I like that. Okay, we have Claw that comes back with All for One. So we can All for One on him and then Claw on him and strike him. Let's see, the Claw's going to do 5. So we do 11, not enough. Other things we could do is Streamline on the front guy. Yeah, there's no reason to not All for One Claw. And then I guess we're just self-repairing to try and heal the damage back. Okay. Did both side quests. Rebound is great with Claw and stuff. It's also great with All for One. Rebound's just great with the All for One deck. Okay. I think we need to go here and get an upgrade on Zap. So we can get more Zaps. You know what? We actually have Symbiotic Virus, so maybe we actually want more dual casts. There appears to be a siren going off. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm pretty sure it's the first Wednesday of the month, so we here in California got to prepare for our earthquakes. They gotta test that stuff out. Alright, I think I'll take Zap. I want to kind of build up one big Dark Orb, if we can, and use it to break him. So we don't really need to be doing tons of dual casts. I guess we do a bunch of side quests. Ooh, excellent. We get to kill him with the claw, too. So we get to break an extra guy. I guess I'll break this low health one so that I can kill him with the strike next turn, even while I'm weak. My cat is afraid of the siren. She's moving me now. It woke her up. She was asleep. I wish I had double defend in my hand, but I don't. I wish I had strike genetic algorithm dual casts while we're talking about stuff I wish was true. We can rebound the dual cast to guarantee lethal next turn. And then defend and take 3. I guess I'll just zap strike and take 3. I don't really want to rebound because I want to accomplish side quests rather than guaranteeing lethal. Okay, well there's a side quest, so now I don't care about anything. Cool. Second genetic algorithm. It's not super early. My general rule is if you can get it in Act 1, you take it. This is stretching that rule to its limit. Um, hmm. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm definitely going to be able to do it during Slime Boss, so... do we get dual cast, or, like, does this do anything? No. Excuse me. What do we upgrade? Self-repair? Maybe it's rebound. We're playing rebound pretty much every time we see it. Maybe beam cell, get too vulnerable. I like that. That changes how it works quite a bit. I wish you were a go for the eyes, but I'll take what I can get. Caca! Alright, so we definitely rebound Streamline. We want to get that down to 0 cost ASAP. And I'm very excited to have the chance to do so on turn 1. Or turn 2, I suppose. Streamline side quest. Seems good. This is the big one, yay! I'm already helping out. We're gonna genetic algorithm defend strike instead of compile driver. We don't want to draw all for 1 right now, because we can't play it. Maybe I should have Blessing of the Forge this turn. Alright, here we go. If we all for 1, he breaks, but we also get to claw and streamline and stuff. It seems like a pretty good break. I am going to use the Blessing of the Forge now. I want to get streamline in there. Pretty good break. Breaks at 11, or breaks at 8. Okay. Cool. So now we're just mostly focusing on getting side quests done and not dying. Holy crap, how did we break at 8 and then die? Are you serious? I guess we have a 25% chance, or a 50% chance for both zaps to hit the same target. So we're betting on that. Come on, zaps. Help me out. Oh my god! No! No! Wow. What the hell? Slay the Spire, why? Why'd you do it? Okay, Watcher. There is an early shop, so we can take a curse, get some gold. That is a 2 elite path. There's no 3 elite path. It's 2 elites no matter where you go. Okay, so I guess 2 elites is what we're doing. I hate transforming a card on Watcher. There's a lot of really random, sort of useless ones. Max HP is cool, but I would rather swap for a boss relic. I quite like swapping for a boss relic on Watcher because Miracle Plus is not that good, but 250 gold is pretty insane, so let's go get that. Writhe is not too bad. I would prefer to go to question marks before shop, so that they can be like Serpent or whatever. This curse isn't too bad, so maybe we just go on this right path and take 3 question marks, because it's just Writhe. Take some question marks, maybe get some gold, and then go to this shop. It's kind of greedy though. We've already got 350. Like, how much gold do you need? The correct answer: more. Wow, we're taking a lot of damage from this turn 1. I guess that's the nature of having an innate curse. Turn 1s are bad. Alright, we can kill a Spike Slime and do a little bit of damage. Nothing else to do with the energy. We don't have lethal, so we will Vigilance Defend. Just a couple more strikes. Yeah, we got there. Turn 1 is bad, the rest of the fight was okay. Wave of the hand on floor 1 is quite nice. Who's the boss? Slime boss. Maybe we Windmill Strike, though. Windmill Strike is... we have a very limited number of card rewards to work with because we chose this stupid path. So I think we have to take Windmill Strike. Because otherwise we lose to Gremlin Nub. Alright, we get an upgrade. I think I like upgraded Windmill Strike. It does a ton of damage. I like upgrading Eruption too, though. I think Windmill Strike's getting it. Nope, we can't afford that. That's expensive. Heal for 20 seems pretty good. I don't really want another regret or another curse. We could probably afford max HP plus 5. We still heal for 5, so really this only heals for 15 over that. So we're taking 15 damage to get 5 max HP. 15 is quite a bit of damage. 10 damage, it's so bad attack, too slow. What? Are you talking about Windmill Strike? No, dude, Windmill Strike's great. It's better with like establishment and stuff, but like, what you really want is to like enter Divinity and then Windmill Strike somebody for 1,000. It's what like a lot of Watcher decks end up doing. Just like having one big bursty attack. It's also good with Strike Dummy. But I mean, really, I just had to take it because it's my only card reward before my first elite. And you have to take damage there, or else you die. Alright. Eruption Double Strike is not lethal. We could Colorless Potion here. I think that's a defensible decision, but I'm going to defend Double Strike instead, take 7. Vigilance blocks out. I'll let Windmill Strike stack up. Double Strike. Let Windmill Strike keep going. Hey, look at that. Eruption, Windmill Strike. Okay. Protect is great. None of these attack. I would much rather take an attack. But I guess I'll take a Protect. So we are looking for Establishment. If we can find Establishment, we are super happy. Vigilance and Strike is okay. Probably using Protect next turn. Maybe the Colorless Potion too. We've got a ton of block this turn. Unfortunately, Windmill Strike was the last card in the deck. Okay, let's try and find Windmill Strike. Violence gets it. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, and then we will Protect and Strike. We could Miracle out another Defend. I'm actually not against that. We got a bunch of Dazed, so it gets hard to spend all your energy. So normally I want more out of my Miracle than 5 health, but I'll take 5 health here. We could Eruption Windmill Strike to kill the middle sentry, but that seems sort of suicidal. We'll strike this guy. Probably Windmill Strike him next turn to kill him. So Windmill Strike blocks for 10. I would prefer to get this up to like 30 or something before I use it. So that it kills the sentry when it comes back, but blocking for 10 is blocking for 10, so I'll take it. Okay, so Windmill Strike's at 20, so we want to put somebody at 20 and then Windmill Strike them. Um, we can't kill anybody next shuffle. Hopefully we double defend and keep protect. Protect is so good in this fight. White Fang says hi. Coconut is upset at me because the Sunspot has not reached her pillow throne on the couch yet. So she's letting me know that that's a problem in her life. Yeah, this guy's also got lower health, so we might be able to get him. We did not get 2 defends. We got 1 defend. As weird as it seems, I think I'm going to single defend strike here. We take 5, but we get to keep protect, which can protect us for 10 on a less fortunate turn. So this turn's fine. Do I want to take 5 again or blow the protect? Let's see, how many defends are left? 1 defend left? Yikes. Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable to expect protect to block for 10 here soon, so let's give it a chance to do it. There's Windmill Strike back. We could theoretically Eruption the front guy, Windmill Strike the back guy, put him down to 3 health. And put the front guy to 6 health. We've got 2 attacks coming up. We'd kind of need to draw them one per turn, or else we would take 20 and be very near death. So I think I will pass on taking that ridiculous chance. I'll just take the block. It would have worked. Would have worked this turn at least. Yeah, most likely would have done well. I'll go ahead and blow the protect now. We're about to shuffle, and he's the only sentry left, so blocking for 5 is enough now. Yep, plan would have worked. Should have done it, I guess. Yikes. Yeah, would have saved 10 health doing it. I'll wait for Windmill Strike to stack up for 1 turn. Next turn, Windmill Strike wins. Ooh, oddly smooth stone. Very nice. We've got Windmill Strike, so we want to do Divinity stuff, and we've got oddly smooth stone, so Prostrate is slightly better than normal, which both say pick Prostrate. But Like Water is a way better card than Prostrate. Prostrate is like pretty garbage, comparatively. But Like Water doesn't really scale up. It like only ever blocks for 5. I think I'll pick Prostrate. What's the upgrade on it? I never pick it. So it goes from 5 copies of Prostrate to 4 copies, basically. But then you get to save 2. Alright. Alright, here's the shop with 400 gold. Medical kit. I need to look at cards for a second. What are the Watcher cards that give you statuses? Are there none? I can't find any. Yeah, there are none. Okay. Weird. Seems like there should be. So Medical Kit is slightly worse than it is on other classes, I guess. It's still useful in Act 2 for all the wounds, and in Act 4 for all the statuses. Potentially in Act 3 as well. But Act 2 elites and Act 4 fights are the main sources of status cards that I can foresee happening. Why is gambling chip so expensive? That's like unbelievable how expensive that is. So we probably buy Preserved Insect and a medical kit and like, let's see, what does the deck need? Like a lot of damage. Probably remove Writhe and take Empty Fist or Bowling Bash, let's see. We're fighting another elite. We already fought Sentries, so the marginal value of Bowling Bash is significantly reduced. Although there are a bunch of hard hallway fights in Act 1 that get a lot of value out of Bowling Bash. I don't know about Apotheosis. Like, what are we hoping to upgrade exactly? Like, it's nice to have upgraded defense and stuff. Apotheosis is such a weird card. It's like kind of a relic, but it like goes in your deck. And it like changes your relationship with fires. It's like you probably want to rest at the fires because Apotheosis has got you on the upgrades. We're also going to 3 fires for the rest of the act, which is quite a few. Alright, I think I want Preserved Insect. And Empty Fist. Empty Fist is kind of bad with Divinity, but it can always just be the last one you play. I can't afford Empty Fist, Bowling Bash, and Medical Kit or Apotheosis. But I can afford Medical Kit / Apotheosis and one of those two. Actually, that's not quite true. I can't afford Apotheosis and Bowling Bash. Oh no, I can. Yeah, I can. I'd have 3 extra. Maybe we just do Medical Kit card remove. It's kind of greedy because it's leaving the Writhe in the deck. Otherwise. I really do like Medical Kit. Quite a good card. Okay, let's go ahead and rest here. I'm getting pretty low on health. And get a Whetstone. Oh great, Eruption got upgraded. Wow. That's probably the best outcome. I mean, I guess it was either that or a Strike. We don't have any other attack cards. Do we want the Mega Elite or an additional question mark? I think we want the question mark more than we want to die. Alright, can we kill them? So he's blocking for 9. So we should try to punch through his armor. His total health is 23. So we can kill this one with that and then hit the other one with this and that. So it ends up being 27. Yeah, we can kill him. Weird. Weave is not what I was hoping for, because oh wait, Weave is great. Yeah, let's do Weave. Sure, why not? I thought that I had picked the Stance Exiting card, but I didn't. I did the card remove, so Weave is good. Alright, Tiny Lagavulin, just resting. Alright, so we'll just wait for Windmill Strike to stack up to 1 million before we wake him up. Is there anything else we're trying to develop? I guess we want Divinity. Maybe we'll wake him up in Wrath mode. I don't have Scry yet. I have picked only 4 cards, so just wait. We'll find some Scry for sure. Weave is an uncommon, and a lot of the like best like damage commons, like Cut Through Fate and Just Lucky, have Scry. So you almost all Watcher runs end up with like kind of a bunch of Scry. And so Weave ends up being really useful. It's terrible against Time Lord, but whatever. You usually don't have to fight Time Lord. I mean, I guess you usually do, because this is Ascension 20, so you fight 2/3 of the Act 3 bosses. Are we going to break in with the Eruption next turn? I don't know. We're definitely waiting for Windmill Strike to proc again, so whatever. I don't feel safe breaking him with Eruption Windmill Strike. It would be fun, though. Doing 9 damage and then 40. We could even wake him up with Eruption Strike and then Windmill Strike next turn for 50. If we do that, we're hitting him for 1 plus 12, so he'd go down 13 health to 73. And then we'll hit him for 50, he'd be at 23. So we'd have to find 2 strikes. That's not super unlikely. It can't be a Weave, though. It has to be... Well, I guess a Weave and a Strike Plus would do. Or a Weave and an Eruption. The alternate plan is we go into Vigilance and just wait. And we don't even break him this turn. Just do Vigilance. And then eventually we Eruption Windmill Strike once it's all stacked up. Yeah, that seems safer. We would have had plenty of damage. It's too bad. Okay, let's just try and block out for here. I will not... actually, I will Miracle out the Strike. Strike Plus, because once we get Eruption, I think we're killing him. If we get Eruption and a Strike, we kill him. Yeah. So this does 60 by itself, yeah. Okay. 1 damage Lagavulin seems good. Take a second Prostrate. Inner Piece is pretty good with the Prostrates. Because they cost 0 and you can draw through them. We are fighting Slime Boss. I think we try to kill him in his big slime form. I think we just Windmill Strike him in Divinity mode. To death. So I think we take a second Prostrate to further that plan. Oh great, a shop. I have so much money to spend. Alright, so we're losing First Egg, Meat on the Bone, and Clockwork Souvenir for the run. That's okay. We can't buy anything to scry still. Oh man, if we had money, we could buy a Clockwork Souvenir Fasting. That'd be pretty dope. If we had a ton of money, we could buy all of these. You get an upgraded Fasting, the Clockwork Souvenir. Buy Wheel Kick. We have a bunch of zero-cost stuff, and Wheel Kick does a lot of damage. This deck is getting kind of weird, but I guess I'll do it. Get an upgrade on Wheel Kick, upgrade on Prostrate. Let's see. If I get an upgrade on one of the Prostrates, then I play both of them twice, and then go into Divinity, which seems like a pretty big deal, because that means I'm going into Divinity on the second shuffle rather than the third. So let's do that. Alright, Vigilance Defend blocks out. Free Weave. I guess I'll go ahead and Wheel Kick. And then, do I Miracle to block for 2? Doesn't seem like very much. Do we have lethal next turn? We only have Eruption and Windmill Strike, and Windmill Strike will only be doing 15, but that is lethal, so 2 health is worth it. I've made a huge mistake. I'm going to restart the fight. I was in weak. I didn't realize I was going to be weak. Didn't count it. Okay. Okay, so this time, if I should know that he's going to do weak. The only thing that he does is weak. So I think we're going to hold back on the 2 health miracle. Alright, oh wait, we're going to play these 2. That blocks for 10. So Protect is only really blocking for 3 here. It seems like you can probably do better with Protect. So I'll keep it. Uh, 15 plus 11 is not enough. So I guess I'll Protect and Strike Plus. And then Windmill Strike him. Okay. We do have a bunch of 0-cost stuff. I usually hate Rushdown. If we had Master Reality, I would take... It's weird that I haven't seen any more scrying. Maybe chat was right. I was expecting to find at least something that said scry, but no. I'll take a Carve Reality, though. Carve Reality is super good. And you can save the Smite until the Divinity turn. I think we're going to Smith here. We only have to block him once if all goes according to plan, so... I think we want the Wheel Kick upgrade. Actually, Protect Plus is pretty good. I'll take Protect Plus. Hopefully we get to block it, the big attack with that. Okay, we get to keep Smite, so... Develop the game plan a little bit. There's Windmill Strike. So the game is to get him to 76 and then go into Divinity and blow him up. Protect showing up on time. I do not think I'll Miracle out of Strike Plus. It's not worth it. Medical hit being useless. So Prostrate does not take us into Divinity. We have to draw the other one. And it's very good to be in Calm, because then exiting Calm gives us, to enter Divinity, gives us extra energy. So we'll do that. I'm going to do something for Science that's wrong. If the Science doesn't work. I have Medical Kit, so I can play status cards, even if they don't have costs, but Slimed does have a cost. So if I play Defend, can I still get rid of the Slime? No. Okay. Now you know. We can go into Divinity. We probably have Lethal. Yeah, we do. Do you still think it's too slow? Seems pretty fast to me. A lot of good options here. We could just go into Divinity. It's not like we're trying to scale up Brilliance or anything, so we don't actually care about the mantra. going into Divinity is pretty nice with Windmill Strike. Again, none of these say Scry. Diva Form is interesting. We will be taking Snecko Eye if we see it. We've got a bunch of Snecko Eye compatible stuff. Although we do have an Eruption upgrade, which is basically useless. Scrawl is also really good, not only with Snecko Eye, just like regularly. Helps me burn through the deck, finding those prostrates and weaves and stuff. Retain cards. I really wish one of these was Establishment. That would be pretty much an auto pick. We don't have anything that really like synergizes with Diva Form. We don't have like a Conjure Blade or like something else that's really expensive. We just have Protect and Windmill Strike. So I think Diva Form's probably out. I think that's probably not good enough. Blasphemy and Scrawl are both great, but we already have a way of getting into Divinity. And Blasphemy can end up just like kind of getting stuck. You never want to play it, and if you upgrade it, it has Retain, so it stays in your hand. So I think I'm going to pick Scrawl. Alright, Runic Pyramid is kind of unnecessary. We already have the important bits of the deck, already have Retain. So we don't really need Runic Pyramid. Violet Lotus, we don't really have a ton of stance changing stuff. We kind of just change with our like basic cards. So maybe take Sacred Bark? Potions are always good. We don't have any potions that are like super good right now. But we also don't have Fairy in a Bottle, which can impede your Sacred Barking. But we don't have like White Beast statue or anything that like makes potions better. It's pretty lackluster relic reward. Usually Runic Pyramid is like one of the best, but right now I'm not excited about it. Yeah, with Wheel Kick and stuff, my hand would just be full all the time. We could do Violet Lotus and pivot a little bit. Try and get some more calm stuff, more stance exiting stuff. Some Flurry of Blows, maybe. I kind of like that. We're already going to trigger Flurry of Blows when we enter Divinity. And we need a bunch of card draw, and Stance Dancing is one of the best ways to do card draw. So I think I'll grab Violet Lotus. Plus we do have some expensive stuff. Protect and Windmill Strike and Wheel Kick. So it's nice to pick the only energy relic. It's kind of staggering how much weaker Violet Lotus is than other energy relics. Like, if you pick like Velvet Choker, you pretty much get 4 energy every turn with like very rarely do you encounter the downside as long as you build your deck around it. But with Violet Lotus, it's like occasionally you have a turn where you get 4 energy. Like Violet Lotus is like, it's better than Happy Flower, but it's not like by a ton. It's like, you know, 20% better than Happy Flower or something. Okay, Act 2. This bit's all clogged up with elites. Looks like we probably get 2 of them go this way. Although if we do that, we're forced into the second one. But there's a fire, so it's not a big deal. We actually get forced into a third one too, though. If we go this way, there's no way out. You have to fight one of these two. But there's another fire right before him, so it's not, again, not a big deal. Yeah, 3 elites sounds good. I don't have a ton of money, so I'm not really trying to go to a shop. We will have a bunch of money eventually. We've kept a pretty thin deck, and Ceramic Fish is going to start proccing whenever we start finding Scry cards. I guess we'll go this way instead of this way because this has an extra choice that this one doesn't have. Getting robbed. We can kind of blow them up with Flexbot. We can like Flexbot because it. Oh wait, we didn't get. Sorry, I thought for a second we had Sacred Bark, so I was thinking this gives 10 strength, which it does not. We're always doing this. And the rest of our turn is kind of garbage. It looks like we would settle for just killing one of them and blocking out a little bit. Because Windmill Strike is definitely a little bit slow, for sure. Scrawl and Wheel Kick both draw a bunch. Wheel Kick plus Windmill Strike also kills this front one, so I think I like that. There's nothing crazy happening with Eruption because we're not in Calm, so. Alright, take 6. No, that's too fast. We can't catch up to that. I guess if we get Eruption right now, maybe we could. We did get Eruption. We actually also got Divinity. I guess Divinity does more damage than Eruption, so let's go into Divinity. We totally got him. Divinity does so much damage. There's nothing that tracks attacks. Okay. Well, that was crazy. We need to block until we get into Divinity. That's this deck's game plan. None of these block. And this one is like directly counter to the plan, so. Also, none of them scry. Can I please have some scrying? We have to fight this. It's too much gold. Looks like we're losing our Dex to Bear. But we can block out Pointy. And I guess we'll hit Pointy first. Wheel Kick Strike is 24 damage, which is not enough to kill Pointy. But we need to draw some cards, so let's try it out. Okay, we got Windmill Strike stacking up, that's nice. And then we're just going to attack with our strikes, or we're going to block with our strikes as much as we can. This fight is looking pretty lethal. Let's see, what do we need to happen? We need to get that prostrate, and then 2 more to enter Divinity. Even that's a bit of a stretch for winning this turn. So if we scroll, we draw 5 cards, so it's these 2, and then 3 more, so there's no way we can get Divinity, because we'd have to draw this card, and then shuffle it, and draw it again. And we can't even draw. Okay, so I think we have to plan on winning next turn with Eruption. So this turn we block with Vigilance and Carve Reality. Let's see, they're attacking for 37 and I'm at 12, so that plan has some questionable merits. We can scrawl, put ourselves into Calm, and then play Eruption. To do sort of mana manipulation things. If we go into Eruption, though, we have to kill them all. There's no way we survive without killing them both. I think it's the only shot we have, though. I'm not sure what I can draw that makes this work, but maybe there's something. Prostrate ain't it. Yeah, there's no way to get those back. Go into Calm, drink a Flex Spot, go into Eruption, kill Romeo, and then what? Go back into Vigilance? I think we still die, yeah. So I guess we'll see if this is enough damage. Not quite. Pretty sure I misplayed that whole fight, but I'm not sure exactly what I did wrong. Okay, I think that's going to be it for me today. Let's go ahead and look at other people who are in this category and raid one of them. Let's see. Yeah, I guess let's raid Gleeful Kraken again. If people are okay with that. Thanks for coming, everybody. I had a good stream. Hope you did as well. We'll be back tomorrow. Stream more Slay the Spire. Charge!